So I had that on the list. I used to blame the weather. I blamed the traffic. I used to blame my car. I blamed the manufacturers. I used to blame the company. I blamed company policy. I used to blame the training program. So I had that on the list. I blamed my negative relatives. I used to blame the weather. Putting me down. I blamed the traffic. I blamed my cynical neighbors. They're just selfish, looking out for themselves. Won't loan you money? They were on my list. I used to blame the economy. I blamed the community. That's a pretty good list for not doing well, isn't it? I thought it was good. I'll never forget one day, Mr. Schoaf was very kind, but he was also very blunt. And this was no exception. And I'm glad he was blunt. There's a lot of things I'd have missed if he hadn't have been blunt. One day, with sort of a curious look on his face, he said, "Jim, just out of curiosity, tell me, how come you haven't done well up until now?" Excellent question. I thought, well, so I won't look too bad, I'll go through my list. And this list I just gave you, I put that on him. And he was very patient. He let me go through the whole thing, the government, the weather. I went through this whole thing. When I finished, he looked my list over very carefully. He said, "Mr. Rohn, big problem with your list. You ain't on it." How brilliant. When I went to work for him a few months later, I learned very quickly to tear up my list, reasons for not doing well, and I threw it away. And I got me a fresh piece of paper. And I put one word on it. Me. There's a Black Heritage spiritual that says, "It's not my mother nor my father, nor my brother nor my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer." See, I used to blame everything outside. And then let me give you a little philosophy that helped turn my life around. For your notes, here it is. It's not what happens that determines the quality or the quantity of your life. It's not what happens. And the reason is because what happens to about everybody. No different. The sun went down on all of us last night. A common event, a happening. And I found out that the same things can happen to two different people. One gets rich and one stays poor. Why is that? It's because it's not what happens, but rather it's what you do that changes everything. So that's a key phrase. It's not what happens, it's what you do. What happens is about the same. You might put that in parentheses here. Same. What people do, that's what's different. Anything can happen, right? Everything can happen. I've heard all the stories. I've been one of the stories. Hey, we could all tell stories all night long, right? Happenings. Anything can happen. Have you heard of Murphy's Laws? Anybody here heard of Murphy's Laws? Okay, most of you have. Murph had these laws. One of them was, if anything can go wrong, it will. That's one of Murphy's Laws. He was not one of the great positive speakers of the day. But anyway, it's still true though, right? Anything can go wrong, everything can go wrong. For sure. I've fallen out of the sky so many times. Once to the tune of a couple of million. Devastating. Took me a while to survive that one. Now, it wasn't all that much, but it was all I had. Right? I mean, that's when it's much, right? When it's all you got. If you got 3, 2 go, you got 1 left, you ain't looking that bad. But when it all goes. Has anybody been there when it all went? Anybody? Come on, the rest of you liars. Go ahead. Hey, we've all been there, right? When it all went. Of course, it used to be a long time ago, right? When you ran out of money, got to 0, you were all through. Heck, now you can whistle right on by 0, right? I mean, they will bury you. That's what they will do. But see, those are the happenings, right? Everything can happen. Anything can happen. But it's not the happenings. It's what you do about it. Somebody says, yeah, but you don't understand the disappointments I've had. Come on. Everybody's had their share. Disappointments are not special gifts reserved for the poor. Everybody has them. The difference is what you do about them. It's not the weather. I used to blame the weather, and I discovered it rains on the rich. So see, that won't help. Two men wake up one morning, there's a rainstorm on. One of them looks out his window, sees the rainstorm, and he says, wow, what a storm. With weather like this, they can't expect you to go out and make sales. He stays home. Same morning, the other guy looks out his window, sees the same storm, says, wow, what a storm. But he says, you know what, with weather like this, what a great day to go out and make sales. Most everybody will probably be home, especially the salesman. See, that's the difference in how your life works out. It's not what happens, it's what you do. So here's one of the key questions of the evening. Starting tomorrow, what are you going to do that'll make a change in your life's direction? Good question. What are you going to do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? Now see, if you don't do something starting tomorrow that'll make a difference, guess what? It's gonna be the same. And see, that way you can guess what the next 5 years are gonna be like. Look at the last 5. Because the next 5 are gonna be like the last 5 unless you, major key, tomorrow, change it all. Or change a little, or change something, or don't change. It's choice time. You can do whatever you want. But it's nice to know any day you wish you can change your whole life. What can you do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? Good question. What can you do with economic chaos, massive disappointment? What can you do with a broken heart? What can you do when it won't work? Good question.
Never accept the life that's been given to you. If it's something that you never like, I need you to change it. Never accept the life that's been given to you if you think that it'll never become who you were meant to be. You don't have to accept the life that's been given to you. So if you want to change it, you can actually change it. You don't have to accept the life that's been given to you when nobody wants to support you and they're not standing up and clapping, or they're not hitting a share button or a like button or a heart, or they're not motivating you to become better, or they're not pushing you to become better. I'm telling you right now, you do not have to accept the life that's been given to you. Because I didn't. You looking at a kid right now that I'm a published author. I don't know what a published author looked like to you, but I never accepted the life that was given to me. Why am I telling you that? Because listen to me, they counted me out, and the people that counted me out, they couldn't count. So I'm telling you that you never have to accept the life that's been given to you. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm an entrepreneur. And I did this with no blueprint. And I did this with straight will and determination, because I understood that, listen, in order for me to leave a legacy, there were some things that I had to change. There were some things that I needed to become. I had to cut out the excuses. So I'm telling you right now, in order for you to be successful in life, I need you to cut out the excuses. I need you to end it all. No matter what it may look like, I need you to stop it right now. Because if you continue to come up with excuses through life, you'll never get to the level that you need to, and you will always stay in your comfort zone. It's a beautiful place, but nothing grows there. And you got to take advantage of the opportunity in this lifetime. Because if you never take advantage of the opportunity, you'll continue to make excuses. You'll continue to be who people always said that you would be. So I need you to block out the haters. I need you to block out the lies. I need you to block out the people that don't support you. I need you to block it all out, no matter what it may look like, because understand this, God gave you the vision. He didn't give it to them. So when they don't see your vision, I need you to understand that, listen, he gave it to me, so I'm locked in and I'm focused, no matter what it may look like, no matter what you may say, no matter what type of opposition that come my way. I need you to understand this. Understand that no matter what it is, and then what level or whatever level you may get to in life, understand your purpose and understand that he gave you the vision. So I need you to walk it out, because we know if it was easy, everybody would do it. But it's not easy understanding your purpose. It's not easy walking out your purpose. It's not easy being successful. It's not easy being an entrepreneur. It's not easy being married. It's not easy being a father. It's not easy to be who you are meant to become. And you think that don't nobody understand what you're going through. Or you think that can't nobody feel your pain. But what do? Are you supposed to harp on it? Are you supposed to cry? Are you supposed to make excuses? No, you're supposed to sit right here and get down on your grind and stay locked in and stay focused, no matter what it may look like, no matter what they may do, no matter what they may say, because I'm telling you right now, it is me and you against the world, no matter what we may face, no matter what comes our way, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, we can get it out the mud and we will become who we were meant to become, because all we know is grind. All we know is how to hustle. So it makes you appreciate it a little bit more. I get my motivation from my kids. I get my motivation from the people in the community. I get my motivation from the people that's going through pain and they quote the things that I say. Like, those are the real trophies for me. I don't care about none of the money. I don't care about the accolades. I care about the impact. And they said that none of this would be possible. They said that none of this could happen because I wasn't from that side of the track. I wasn't from that side where they provided me with a silver spoon in my mouth. I wasn't from that side where I grew up in a two-parent household. I wasn't from that side where you had much support or love. So the things that I didn't have, I made sure that I became those things. Because I said, the negativity stops with me. I looked opposition dead in its face and I told opposition that you'll never be able to get my kids. I looked opposition in its face and I said, you'll never be able to get my company. So I'm telling you right now, you never have to accept the life that's been given to you, because I didn't. So I'm challenging you right now. Listen to me very closely. I'm challenging you right now that you do not have to accept the life that's been given to you. Anytime you face opposition, anytime you face any obstacle, anytime there's a hurdle in your way, listen, you can jump the hurdle. It may not move, but you can jump through it. And if you can't jump, then go around it. Anytime you face any type of opposition, I'm telling you right now, the person that's on the inside of you needs to come out, because the person that's on the inside of you is bigger than any type of opposition that you face. I could have gave up when my brother died. I could have gave up when my cousin died. I could have gave up when I lost my job. I could have gave up when they told me, Logan, you'll never be anything in life. I could have gave up when nobody wanted to clap for me and told me, Logan, you will make it happen. And so I never made excuses, but I always made a grind for it. I always understood that there's a person out there right now that's successful in life, and hey, they put their pants on one leg at a time just like I do. Because we all got the same 24 hours. The problem is do you know how to maximize it? Do you know how to use it? Because people that's not successful, they don't maximize their 24 hours. They sit on their behind, they sit on their butt, they stay all on social media. They sit right here and judge you because you're making it happen, and they tell you that you can't become anything, or you'll never be anything, or that you think you all that, or they think that you'll never be able to be who you need to be. So I'm telling you right now, you don't have to accept the life that's been given to you. But what I do want you to do is, I want you to put one foot in front of the other. I want you to stay locked in. I want you to stay focused. There were people that were before you that fought for you to have the opportunity that you have right now because they didn't accept the life that was given to them. So why should you? Today is the day that you become who you are destined to be. Today is the day that you become the person that people said you would never be. Today is the day that you find your purpose and you start to project yourself forward as you become the person that you were destined to be. Today is the day that come hell or high water, you'll come out swinging because your back is against the wall and you have no other choice but to move forward. You see, I'm telling you that because that was the day that I found my purpose. That was the day that I found my calling. Today is the day that you jump over the hurdle and that you choose to not allow fear to paralyze you. Because now is the time. Now is the opportunity for you to turn your dreams into a reality like never before. Because you can only do this. There isn't anybody else that can do it. You can. But you gotta believe in yourself. Do you have the ability to believe in yourself like never before? Do you have the ability to have the humility that when all the stars and all the things that align in your favor, can you be humble enough to step up to the challenge and not let the screams and the cheers get the best of you? Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because don't let it get to you. Because there's going to be family and friends that are not going to support you. There are going to be family and friends that are going to tell you that you cannot turn your dreams into a reality. There are going to be family and friends that they believe that, listen, if I just hang on your coattail just for enough time, or if I just hang on your coattail long enough, that you will make it, and I can always say that you will do it, but I never believed in you from the beginning. You see, I'm talking to somebody because I got it out the mud and I understand what it feels like. I understand what it feels like to have those people that are two-faced. I understand what it feels like to have those people that tell you you can't turn your dreams into a reality. I also understand that you have those people that are rooting for you. And I know that it's far and in between, and that you may have more negative people in your ear more than you have the positive people. But I'm standing here to tell you that it gets better. I'm standing here to tell you that you can turn your dreams into a reality. I'm standing here to tell you that you can make it happen. I'm standing here to tell you that you must believe in yourself. Because how you see yourself is how the world gonna treat you. And so if you see yourself as a piece of gum on the bottom of a shoe, then you can't complain and get mad when nobody believes in you. Because see, there's somebody right now that's looking for what you have. There is somebody right now that is wanting the words of encouragement that you have to say, but because you're too scared to speak life into that person, they'll never get it. You see, I had to understand that in order for me to go to another level in life, in order for me to do what I'm doing now, I had to believe in myself. I had to believe in myself. I had to stay consistent. I had to block out the noise. I had to block out the people that hated on me. I had to block out the people that always had something negative to say. So what am I challenging you with right now? I'm challenging you with to believe in yourself. I'm challenging you with staying consistent. And last but not least, I'm challenging you to fight it out no matter what. Why be normal when you can be extraordinary?
Never underestimate the power of influence. What an important statement. The influence of those around us is so powerful. Many times we don't even realize we're being strongly influenced because it generally develops over an extended period of time. If you're around people who spend all they make, chances are excellent that you'll spend all you make. If you are around people who go to more ball games than concerts, chances are excellent that you'll do the same. If you're around people who don't read many books, chances are excellent you won't read many books. People around us can keep nudging us off course, a little at a time, until finally, 10 years from now, we find ourselves asking, how did I get here? Those subtle influences need to be studied carefully if we really want our lives to turn out the way we've planned. Now, on this major point, let me give you 3 key questions to ask. This may help you to make a better analysis of your current associations. Here is the first question. Who am I around? Good question. Make a mental study of the major people with whom you most often associate. You've got to evaluate everybody who is within the circle of being able to influence you. So, major question, who am I around? Next question, what are they doing to me? What have they got me doing? What have they got me listening to? What have they got me reading? Where have they got me going? What have they got me thinking? How have they got me talking? And how have they got me feeling? What have they got me saying? You've just got to make a serious study of how others are influencing you, both negatively and positively. Now, maybe the influence of all those around you is okay, but just ask yourself. It doesn't hurt to ask. Who am I around? And what are they doing to me? Now, here's the final question. Is that okay? All I'm suggesting here is that you take a close and objective look. Everything is worth a second look, especially the power of influence. Positive influence can have an incredible effect on your life, but so can negative influence. Both will take you somewhere, but only one will take you in the direction you truly wish to go. The man says, I live here, but I don't think it matters. I'm around these people, but I don't think it hurts. I've got a good phrase for you. Everything matters. Now, sure, some things matter more than others, but everything matters. So you've got to keep checking to find out whether associations are tipping the scales toward the positive or toward the negative. It doesn't hurt to look, right? Ignorance is never the best policy. Finding out is the best policy. The days of kidding myself are over. I really want to know what I have become and what I am becoming. I want to know where my strengths and my weaknesses lie. What has power over me? What's influencing me? What have I allowed to affect my life? Perhaps you've heard the story of the little bird. He had his wing over his eye and he was crying. The owl said to the little bird, "You're crying." "Yes," said the little bird, and he pulled his wing away from his eye. "Oh, I see," said the owl. "You're crying because the big bird pecked out your eye." And the little bird said, "No, I'm not crying because the big bird pecked out my eye. I'm crying because I let him." Hey, it's easy to let influences shape our lives, to let associations determine our direction, to let persuasions overwhelm us, to let tides take us, to let pressures make us. The big question is, are we letting ourselves become what we wish to become? In this most important subject of association, here are some actions you may want to take. First, disassociation. You may, after a study of those 3 questions, who am I around, what are they doing to me, and is that okay, you may come to the serious conclusion that there are some people you just have to break away from. I'm not saying that it's an easy step to take, and it's not to be taken lightly. However, I am saying it may be an essential task. You may just have to make that hard choice not to let certain negative influences affect you anymore. Remember, it could be a choice that saves the quality of your life. The second action you may want to take is limited association. It could well be that you are spending too much time in a certain area of your life with a certain group of people. It's easy to put time and effort in the wrong place. The guy spends 3 hours at the ball game and 30 minutes listening to the sermon. See, that's called out of balance. 30 minutes for spirituality, 3 hours for entertainment. That doesn't weigh well 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when you take a look at the sum total of your values in your life. Here's one of the easy ways to end up with a mediocre average life: spending major time on minor things. Sophisticated people learn to weigh everything before they spend time or money. You've got to weigh before you pay. Whether you're going to spend heavy time or light time, you've just got to weigh. Otherwise, if you're not careful, you can get trapped into spending heavyweight time with lightweight people. Now, it's okay to have casual friends as long as you give them casual time, not serious time. Spend major time with major influence and minor time with minor influence. It's so easy to do just the opposite, but don't let it be said that you fell into that trap. So maybe all you need to do to change some of the influences in your life is not to eliminate them, but merely limit them. Say, I have a good time with these people, but I'm not going to spend days and days with them anymore. I'm just going to cut that down and save some of that time for more major people and more major enterprises. Remember, it's your life. You can spend your time with whomever you want and whenever you want. Take a look at your priorities and your values. We have so little time at our disposal. Wouldn't it make sense to invest it wisely? If you have only $100 in your pocket, it's okay to spend 20 for fun and put 80 toward your important values and commitments. But would you be happy reversing those percentages? Better to put the majority of your money where you know it will get you a positive return, rather than put it where the taste is brief and the results are poor. Of course, you must be the judge. You must determine whether the situation and the people call for disassociation or limited association. But remember, if it isn't taking you where you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, now is the time to fix it. The third process is the one I most strongly suggest you begin, and that is called expanded association. That is, spending more time with the right people. People of substance and culture. People who understand philosophy and discipline. People of accomplishment and character. Many years ago, Mr. Shoaff said to me, Mr. Rohn, if you truly wish to be successful, you've got to get around the right people. Keep asking the question, who can I get around? Who could I spend some time with? Who would have a positive influence on my life? I played every trick in the book I could think of to get around the right people, but it was worth it. Now here's the surprise. It is possible for a modest investment to get around major people. If you had a chance to sit down for an hour or two with a wealthy person, and all that you had to do was to pick up the lunch tab, wouldn't that be a bargain? That person might drop an idea on you that could change your life for a lunch tab. And that's where we need to go to get our success plan from successful people. Don't pick up your plan, especially your financial plan, from unsuccessful people. Here is something else exciting. It's possible for people of modest means to start a wealth plan. You don't have to be wealthy to have a wealth plan. You don't even have to be healthy to start a health plan. All you have to be is smart. Smart enough to say, hey, I've got the wrong plan, and I'm going to get around someone who has a better plan and make it my plan. So, find some successful people to help you fill out your success plan. Find somebody healthy to get your better health plan going. Find somebody living a unique lifestyle to develop your lifestyle plan. This is called association on purpose. Getting around the right people by expanding your circle of influence. Pity the man who has a favorite restaurant, but not a favorite thinker. He's picked out a favorite place to feed his body, but he doesn't have a favorite place to feed his mind. One way to associate with people of influence is through their writings, books, cassette tapes, whatever you can pick up. Maybe you can't meet the person, but you can read his books or listen to his cassettes. Aristotle's gone, but we still have his ideas. Search the catalog for cassettes and libraries for books. Search the magazines, search the documentaries. They are full of chances for association and intellectual feasting. But in addition to reading and listening, we also need a chance to do some talking and sharing. I have some people in my life with whom I spend time on a regular basis, who help me with important life questions, who help me refine my own philosophy, weigh values, and ponder questions about success and lifestyle. We all need associations with people of substance to provide influence concerning major issues: society, money, enterprise, family, government, love, friendship, culture, taste, opportunity, community. Behavior is mostly influenced by ideas, and ideas are mostly influenced by education, and education is mostly influenced by the people with whom we associate.
The next subject is called the law of averages. So important to understand the law of averages. The law of averages in a personal sense is very simple. Here's what it says. If you do something often enough, you'll get a ratio of results. It's important for leaders to understand ratios. Because if you're working with people, you got to have some charts. You got to know ratios. You got to be able to evaluate your own performance, their performance. Ratios. What do we mean by ratios? Well, let's say you're in sales, you join a company, and you start representing the product or the service. And you're first getting started, you talk to 10 people. 9 say, no, I wouldn't care for any. 1 says, yes, I'll take some. We call this your opening ratio. You say, well, that's not too good a ratio. Well, it all depends. Okay? But it's your opening ratio. So at first, you don't worry about what the numbers are. At first, you just get some activity going. Now, we call this very simply 1 out of 10. Now, here's what's very exciting about dealing in ratios. Once a ratio starts, it tends to continue. Now, this is some things leadership needs to know so that you're not frustrated. If you talk to 10 people, 1 says yes. If you talk to 10 more, chances excellent, you'll get another one. If you talk to 10 more, chances excellent, you'll get another one. It's uncanny. I don't even know how it works. All I know is it works. There's a lot of things you don't even know how they work. Just work them. Right? A lot of people are studying the roots. Others are gathering the fruit. I mean, it depends on what end of this you want to get in on. It just works. It's a fascinating subject, the law of averages. Okay? Now, once you know that your ratio pretty well is in there, 1 out of 10, now you can start to compete. It is so important to compete, to test your skill against someone else's skill. What someone else can do is a pretty good insight in if you stretch what you might be able to do. So competition is a very healthy thing. Now, you've got to be very smart here. If you've been with this company, let's say a long time, and you've been there so long, you're so good, you can get 9 out of 10, and I just joined and I can only get 1 out of 10, if we have a 30-day contest as to who can get the most to say yes to our product or service, if we have a 30-day contest, you and me, even though I can only get 1 out of 10, I will win. You say, well, I've been here a long time, I can get 9 out of 10. How could you possibly beat me? It would be very simple. Now, it might not be easy, but it would be very simple. During the 30 days, since I understand now these ratios, during the month, while you talk to 10 and get 9, I will talk to 100 and get 10. So that at the end of 30 days, you got 9, I got 10, I beat you. Isn't that clever? Let me give you a scenario here. If you're bright, what you do if you're new, you make up in numbers what you lack in skill. This is called helping people with the numbers, helping people with ratios. Someone says, well, I can only get 1 out of 10. Say, that's got nothing to do with competition. But if the new person is so clever to make up in numbers what they first lack in skill, I'm telling you, you can compete even though you're new. The key is to be bright enough to understand ratios. Here's the next clue. Ratios can be increased. You talk to 10, get 1, talk to 10, get 1, talk to 10, get 1, talk to 10 more, get 2. Why would about the 4th time you talk to 10, you get 2 instead of 1? You're getting better. Key question, who can get better? Answer, anybody who tries. All you got to do is put together the numbers, right? Your brain is as good as anybody else's. Your chances are as good. All you got to do is find a way to put out the extraordinary effort to do an ordinary thing extremely well. Ratios. Success is a numbers game. It's important to keep track of your numbers. In baseball, we call it batting average. Whatever you're doing, the key is to keep track of your success and how good you are at whatever. Someone says, well, I'm not very good on the telephone. I'll tell you how you can quickly cure all that, is get on the telephone. I'm telling you, you can get better at anything. All you've got to do is attempt it and try it and start putting a string of numbers together and keeping track and understand your own ratios. I teach a very simple sales course. Let me give it to you in 3 points. Number 1, talk to lots of people every day. It's a simple sales course. Number 1, talk to lots of people. Isn't that simple? It's a numbers game, especially if you're new. And here's what's exciting. There's lots of people. You don't have to worry about people. So just talk to lots of people, even if your presentation is very poor. If you put the numbers together, I'm telling you, something will happen. If your presentation was so poor, you went around every day saying to everybody you could meet, you wouldn't want to buy anything, would you? Sure enough, somebody's going to say, well, maybe I would. What are you selling? I'm telling you, it's just about that simple. If you put the numbers together, if you talk to lots of people every day, 2 things will happen. Number 1, you're bound to make sales. I'm telling you, some people buy for the strangest reasons. Hey, some people buy out of sympathy for the salesperson. I'm telling you, you can find some people that'll buy out of sympathy. They don't want to see your kids starve. I'm telling you, if you'll talk to enough people, some people will buy out of sympathy. So part of success is, look pitiful to enough people, right? I'm telling you, somebody will buy. And why? Why? It's because of ratios. It's because of numbers. Now, you can have a much better presentation than you wouldn't want to buy anything, would you? You can get a little brighter than that. But if you start just that simple, it's simple. Somebody says, where do you start? Anywhere. It doesn't matter. If you're in sales, walk outside, find you a rock, throw it up in the air. Wherever the rock comes down, start right there. That's a good place to start. Anywhere. The next person you see, say, sir, you're the first man after the rock. And that'll get a conversation started. I'm telling you. They may back up while they talk, but something will start. And the reason is understanding the numbers. The numbers, you don't have to be so cleverly skillful. All you got to do is be bright enough to understand that numbers can make up for lack of skill to begin with. And if you're in a leadership position to help people, help them with their ratios. Say, John, let's go over these numbers one more time. How many calls? Who did you talk to? Okay. So that's my sales form. It's very simple. Number 1, talk to lots of people every day. You're bound to get better. You're bound to find somebody. Number 2, be real nice. When the weather isn't, be real nice when people aren't. A big part of presentation is attitude, personality. And 3rd is simple. Give good service. Write all the notes most people don't write. Do all the extra things most people don't do. Call them before they call you. Service leads to multiple sales. If you'll take good care of somebody, they'll open doors you could never open yourself. They'll take you by the hand and share you with people that you never thought you could reach. There's a unique story in the Bible. It's called the parable of the story of the sower. S-O-W-E-R. The sower in the ancient days was the person that planted the crops. Very simply, they got the ground ready, and the sower with a bag of seed would walk across the ground, sow the seed. That's how they got the crops going. And it's a very fascinating story, and it's got a lot to say, and it's got a lot to say about our subject called the law of averages. There's some important points you'll pick up right away when you read the story. Here's number 1. The sower was a wise man. A great advantage. They didn't send a dummy out to plant. Number 2, he was very ambitious. And by the time you finish the story, you'll come to the conclusion he was ambitious. Admirable quality. Ambition. One writer said, I've learned to be both ambitious and content. That's a unique place to finally arrive, to be both ambitious and content. But this story says the sower was very ambitious. Nothing wrong with ambition, as long as you work the right formula. The sower was bright, and he was also ambitious. Number 3, he went to work. It takes activity to furnish the labor that brings new life. Ideas without labor are stillborn. They never become tangible. They never become real. You got to put yourself through the activity, through the labor. So when you read the story, you'll find this was a hard-working sower. We call that admirable quality. Now, some interesting things that happened to the sower. It said he had excellent seed, point 4. He had the best. At least the scenario of the story says he had the best of seed. Boy, it's exciting when you feel that you're involved in the best product, the best service, the best idea, the best enterprise, something you feel proud about. Now, with all of these qualities, he starts out and now starts to unfold the scenario of life called the law of averages. Here's what happened. The sower goes out to sow the seed, and the first part of the seed that he sows falls by the wayside, and the birds get it. Now, I want you to understand the scenario. Here's what's very important for leaders to engage in: to teach the inevitable. It's very important to teach the inevitable. Key for leadership: leaders must understand birds. Why? Birds are going to get part of the seed. It's called inevitable. And if you don't teach inevitability, people will be all upset. They won't know what to expect. We must all be prepared for what we call eventualities, the inevitable. So here's part of the scenario. The sower goes out to sow the seed, and the birds get some. He sows some more seed, and the birds get it. Now, this is a typical story of life. Is that fairly typical? Fairly typical. The birds are going to get some of the seed. Some of you building an organization, right? You're out recruiting. Say, John, I've got an important story for you to listen to. Could be the change of your life, earn some extra money, or make it a full-time venture, whatever. But come and take a look. And he says, well, I think I'm ready for something like that. Thursday night, I'll see you, and let's go through it all. You say, wonderful. Comes Thursday night. John isn't there. You say, where is John? The birds. The birds. The birds. Who knows what form they come in? I don't know. It's called the inevitable. The inevitable. His brother-in-law said, sales. You're not going to get mixed up in sales. Who told you you were a salesman? All kinds of stuff that talk people out of a good idea. I don't know. Now, when the birds get some of the seed, you got one of a couple of choices. Number 1, you can chase birds. You say, well, I'll go straighten this out. Well, here's the problem if you go try chasing birds to straighten things out. You have now left the field. And the law of averages isn't going to work for you anymore till you get back to the field. This is so important to know. What to spend your time on and what not to waste your time on. The best thing to do is to spend your energy and time on the things that count and understand the law of averages. Okay? And not chase the birds, but to stay in the field. Here's what it said the wise man did. He ignored the birds, and he kept on sowing. Why? He was so bright, he understood the law of averages. Now, here was some more of his experiences. Now he keeps on sowing the seed. Now the seed falls on rocky ground, and the soil was shallow. We call this inevitable. I don't know how to miss this. This is called the stuff of life. It's so important to understand the seasons and the stuff of life and the ratios and the inevitables. This is so important, especially as a leader, so that you can help people through understanding how it is. And it said this time the seed takes root and the little plant starts to grow, but the soil is so shallow that the first hot day, the little plants wither and die. You say, wow, what a disappointment. Well, sure, you're going to be disappointed. Some people are going to try so little, even if you've got a good idea. 30 days later, you say, we had this meeting, John wasn't here. So where is John? Said, I don't know. You say, well, I thought sure John had last 30 days. But he didn't. Why? It's called inevitable. Right? And who knows the reason why? John isn't here anymore. Somebody said, boo. And he quit. He quit. First hot day. Now, you're going to be disappointed, especially if it's somebody you like, somebody you know. But here's what you must learn to do as a leader. Discipline your disappointment. This is part of the challenge of life, disciplining the disappointment, understanding the law of averages. Now, here's what it said the wise man did. He kept on sowing. How brilliant. He was so well schooled in the law of averages. Now, this time he sows the seed, it falls on thorny ground, and the little plant starts to grow, but the thorns choke it to death, and it dies. Wow, what's this called? The inevitable. Do you know what the story called the thorns? The cares of life, little cares. Who knows the excuses some people use for not pushing on through and getting the job done? It's called inevitable. Some people are going to try so little. They're going to let other things crowd out the good opportunities. And who knows why? I don't know why. I'm an amateur on this stuff. The key is to take the inevitable and take the obvious, right? Everybody should take obvious 1, obvious 2. Right? Study the obvious and not let it unduly disturb you, and learn to manage the obvious so you can get on with the more important things in life. I called John up. I said, John, where were you last night? We had this meeting. John says, well, I can't make every meeting. I say, why not? John says, well, I got a lot of other things I got to do. I say, what are they? You won't believe the list John gave me. The backyard fence was sagging, and the dogs are about to get loose. You just can't let your dogs run loose. I say, okay, John. John says, the screen door came off the hinges, and you just can't let things fall apart. You got to take time, keep things fixed up. I say, okay, John. Some extra trash piled up in the garage. You just can't let mountains of trash take over. You got to take care of your... to major in minor things. I don't know why we call this inevitable. We call it a mystery. It's part of the scenario of life. The scenario of the story of the sower is to prepare us for the inevitable called the law of averages. Now here's what it says. The sower kept on sowing. He was so bright, evidently he'd been schooled in these numbers of about how many are going to let the birds, and about how many the hot weather's going to take, and about how many are going to let little things cheat him out of big chances. He must have gone through the school because he understood. He kept on sowing. Now here's what it says. The seed falls on good ground. Let me give you a promise as a leader. It always will. Key phrase. If you share a good idea often enough, it'll fall on good people. Why? The law of averages. Now, even the good ground had a variety of productivity. It said part of the good ground produced 30%. Wow. And it said part of the good ground produced 60%. Terrific. And it said part of the good ground produced 100%. What's that called? The law of averages. That's the way it is. It's called one of those things. Now, can you find some 100%ers? The answer is yes, but you got to go through the birds and the hot weather and the thorns and cares. And you've got to find some way to use the 30%ers and the 60%ers. And if you become entrusted as a skillful leader and learn the law of averages and learn how to deal with all this, you'll have some 100%ers to deal with, to work with.
You're going to hit a wall. A lot of people, ladies and gentlemen, don't come out here because they don't want to hit the wall. Everybody hits the wall. No one's exempt. There's a period. Let me tell you how it goes. When things are going real good, when you first start off, life is playing with you. You're going to be going and things are looking great. You're excited. You're going to tell everybody about it. And then all of a sudden you hit a wall. And that wall stung something. That wall knocked the life out of some people. That wall discouraged some people. It didn't work out for them. They hit the wall and they turned around. The wall is painful. It's painful hitting that wall. And I'm saying to you, all of us will hit the wall. Some will choose to go back. There's some small number who, when they hit that wall, they decide, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be over there. This kind of person refuses to be denied. This person doesn't care about the pain because this person knows something. There's no gain without pain. This person will come back anyhow, again and again and again. And if you keep on hitting that wall, here's what happens to you. That you will have an incredible breakthrough. And it's as if the universe says, let's help him out. I admire that kind of tenacity. Let's give her a hand. As you're working times with tears falling down your face. And you'll look back on the times and you will cherish those times. Because what you become in the process, if you hang in there, when you come through that valley, when you come through that fight, there'll be a look in your eyes that everybody will know this is a different person here. You've got to be willing to stay focused, to be creative, to be relentless, because things are going to happen to you when you're working on your dream.
You don't know what's going to happen. And so life normally breaks you because when it hits you, you wasn't ready. But if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you stay ready and you stay plugged up, when you hear bad news, it don't break you because you already energized. Take all your energy for the dream because you're going to need it. It's up to you if you make it or not. But when you come here, you have all the ingredients to be whatever it is you want to be, live wherever you want to live, and do whatever you want to do.
You have got to be relentless. You've got to learn how to become resourceful. You've got to learn how to become creative. When crises strike in your life, and in the Chinese language, crisis means danger, but it also means opportunity. And this is an opportunity for you to grow. And you've got to be so relentless, regardless of what comes down the pike, that you're always looking for a way to get over, always looking for a way that you can break through, always looking for a way that you can win, always looking for a way that you can strike a telling blow. You've got to decide that I'm going to be fearless. I refuse to be denied. And I'm going to go all out. I'm going to be relentless. I deserve this, and I'm going to have it.
There is nothing as powerful as a changed mind. You can change your hair, your clothing, your address, your spouse, your residence. But if you don't change your mind, the same experience will perpetuate itself over and over again, because everything outwardly changed, but nothing inwardly changed.
If you want something out of life, if you want to change yourself, if you want to acquire something, if there's some goal that you want to reach, changing your behaviors, overcoming negative habits, it's challenging. It's hard. Most people go through life never discovering what their talents are. Most people never develop their talents.
The only thing that's going to make you happy, my friend, in this year or any other, is to step up. It's to raise the standard. It's to discover what you're capable of and feel that incredible power of pushing through whatever's holding you back and get to the other side of more of your true self. That's what this game's all about.
When you step into your fears and continue to push yourself to go on, something happens for you.
if you look at somebody who's really successful and you think, wow, I mean, they're so amazing, they're such a genius, you got to dig underneath and you got to remember something. People are rewarded in public for what they've practiced for years in private.
If you don't develop the courage to do that which has been given you to do, and you spend a lot of time going around trying to convince other people or trying to get their approval, what will happen is that you will lose your nerve. And other people will convince you that what you're doing doesn't have any value, and you'll give up on your dream. How much time do you have left? How much time do you have left? When you start thinking about that, we don't know. Most of us don't use the stuff that we have brought into the universe. Stop wasting valuable time. If you want something, you have got to be relentless. You've got to learn how to become resourceful. You've got to learn how to become creative. The power to hold on in spite of everything, the power to endure. This is the winner's quality. The hunger, the ability to face defeat again and again without giving up. This is a winner's quality. What this power is, I cannot say. All I know is that it exists, and it becomes available only when a man or a woman is in that state of mind in which he or she knows exactly what he or she wants and is fully determined not to quit until they find it. There's greatness in you, and you've got to learn how to tune out the critics outside and the critic inside. I'm going to harness my will, and I'm not going to let anything stop me. I deserve this. Most people give up on themselves easily. You know the human spirit is powerful. There's nothing as powerful. It's hard to kill the human spirit. You are unstoppable. Live your life with passion, with some drive. Most of us go through life with our brakes on, holding back. Decide that you're going to push yourself. You've got to focus on you. And as you convince you, as you sell yourself every day, you will begin to see a difference in the things that you're doing. Selling yourself on your ability to perform a job, to achieve a certain objective. Telling yourself every day, here I go again. And I got what it takes. This is my day, and nothing out here is going to stop me.
And you'll never see me coming.
Take full responsibility for what happens to you. It's one of the highest forms of human maturity, accepting full responsibility. It's the day you know you've passed from childhood to adulthood, the day you accept full responsibility. And another note, learn to reap in the fall without apology. Without apology if you do well, and without complaint if you don't. That's maturity. See, I used to blame everything outside. And then let me give you a little philosophy that helped turn my life around. For your notes, here it is. It's not what happens that determines the quality or the quantity of your life. It's not what happens. And the reason is because what happens to about everybody. No different. What people do, that's what's different.
I remember praying one day. I'm out praying 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm talking to the Creator at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I ain't where I want to be. And I'm like, God, I ain't where I want to be. And he was like, you stop being a victim. I said, what you mean a victim? Well, it ain't my fault my mom got pregnant at 17. It ain't my fault my daddy wasn't there. It ain't my fault they couldn't get along. It ain't my fault. He said, boy, you grown. You ain't 10 no more. The decisions you make right now is up to you.
Take full responsibility for your life. Accept where you are and the responsibility that you're going to take yourself where you want to go. Someone said we have two primary choices in life. We can either accept conditions as they exist, or we can take the responsibility to change them. See, a lot of people want to exempt themselves from taking responsibility. All they want to do is talk about the problem. Every time you see them, they'll tell you their story over and over and over and over again. No. You want to take responsibility for your life.
All right. Good morning. Okay, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and you can see me, kindly type in 111 in the chat box. If you can hear me and you can see me, kindly type in 111 in the chat box. Good morning. I mean, I'm super excited. I cannot even imagine recovering from the emerge. It's been amazing. Please type in 111. I need to be sure that I am audible and I am visible. All right, fantastic. I can see your 111 in the chat box. Okay, so good morning. The first thing we are going to do is commit our business to God. All right, the first thing we're going to do is to commit our business to God. So I need a Christian and I need a Muslim, all right, to volunteer to pray for us today. One Christian and one Muslim. So I'm going to make Somi a co-host, or rather, I'm going to ask you to unmute. So you lead us in the Christian prayer. I'm sure she's going to be so shocked. So you lead us in the Christian prayer, and then I'd like to have one Muslim, all right, that would help us with the Muslim prayer. So is Somi in the house? Somi, are you here? I've just asked to unmute you. Kindly lead us with the Christian prayer.
Okay, thank you so much, Ambassador Chinasa, for this opportunity. Okay, may we be in prayers. Okay, in Jesus' name. Everlasting Father, I want to thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. I want to thank you, Lord, for making us to see this day. I want to thank you, Lord, for everything you've done for us. I want to thank you, Lord, for Emerge. I want to thank you, Lord, for bringing our team members all the way and taking them back all the way. I want to appreciate you, Lord, for every single thing. I want to thank you, Lord, for the success of the event. I mean, all we are doing is thanking you and appreciating you, because we couldn't have pulled out that event on our own. We just want to thank you for your grace, your mercy, and your faithfulness upon our lives. And Father, Lord, want to commit the rest of this year, 2023, into your hands. Father, Lord, I want to pray that Eagle and Diamond team will become a force to be reckoned with. Eagle and Diamond team, by the end of this year, will be able to achieve every single goal that we set ourselves to achieve. We want to appreciate you, Lord, for every single thing. Through Jesus Christ, our Lord, we've prayed. Thank you so much, Ambassador Chinasa.
Thank you so much, Sumi. That was amazing. Thank you very much for that prayer. Let's go to the chat box and say powerful amen to that prayer. So we have a Muslim sister here. So I'm going to ask Hajia Usman. All right, Hajia Usman, I'm going to ask you to unmute now. Okay, please raise up your hand so I can see you. I can't find your name in the chat box. All right, raise up your hand so I can see you. If there's another Muslim here that can help us with the prayer, if there's another Muslim that can help. I'm going to ask Hajia Usman. Are you here? Please raise up your hand. I can't find her. Please, do we have any other Muslim in the house? Do we have any other Muslim in the house? It's very important we take. Okay, she's not in. Is there any other Muslim here? I cannot see anybody here. All right. because of time, please can we quickly get a Muslim into the Zoom room so they can take us through the Muslim prayer? I think our network logged her out. Can we get another Muslim into the Zoom room so that we can take the Muslim prayer as well? So while that is happening, I'm going to go straight to the vision and mission statement right away. So permit me to share my screen. And as we're taking the vision and mission statement, please, I want you to say this with me, all right? I want you to say this with me. Do not be left out. Because we don't just say these things just for the talking sake. We internalize these things. They say, I mean, when you speak it into existence, it's definitely going to happen for you. So let's quickly take the vision and the mission statement. It's right there on my screen. So the vision statement says to raise a financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people who will collectively use their resources and affect the world positively. All right, that is the vision statement. And the mission statement says to raise 50,000 monthly millionaires in the connected economy and usher in the next generation world changers. I want to believe that we're saying this together. In fact, we have to repeat this because it should come from the depth of your heart. So let's do that one more time. The vision statement, because if you don't align with the vision and the mission, you're just going to be lost, okay? The vision statement says to raise a financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people. So it's not just about you, who will collectively use their resources and affect the world positively. And the mission statement says to raise 50,000 monthly millionaires in the connected economy and usher in the next generation world changers. This is what we are about. This is why we wake up every morning, even when we're tired, and we show up and we do what we're supposed to do. All right, so for everybody that read that with me, fantastic, well done. So let's go straight to our affirmation. Let us go straight to our affirmation. I'm going to be sharing my screen again, so please read this alongside. Our affirmation: I have a heart of gold, a heart that cares for the success of other people. I am selfless, always looking out for my teammates. People that join my team become very successful within a short period of time. I am disciplined and I follow through my own commitments. I am success and I create success at will. Nobody and nothing can stop me from realizing my potentials in the connected economy. I am a multi-millionaire and a millionaire creator, and I have no excuses. Welcome to 2023, our year of creating multi-millionaires, no excuses. Please go to the chat box and type in no excuses. No excuses. You know why we keep saying this, no excuses? Because there are going to be so many excuses, so many reasons why you shouldn't succeed in the business. So many hindrances, so many stumbling blocks will come your way. I know so many people were supposed to come for the emerge, but one thing happened or the other. There were so many excuses, but listen to me. God gives us opportunities now and then. Make up your mind that going forward, there would be no excuses. Get rid of it. No excuses. Please go to the chat box and keep typing in. No excuses, no excuses, no excuses. So help us God. Now, do we have any Muslim in the house now? If we do, before I proceed, kindly indicate. All right, if we do, before I proceed, kindly indicate. If we don't, we'll have to move on with the cell meeting for this morning. All right, so I can see Halima Musa just logged in. I just saw Halima Musa log in. So Halima Musa, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. Good morning. I just asked you to unmute yourself. Kindly unmute yourself and help us with the Muslim prayer. Over.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good morning, Ambassador. Good morning, everyone. Hope you can all hear me. Good morning, Ma. Good morning, everyone. Yes, okay. Let's have the prayer. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin ya Rabbil Alamin. Oh Allah, we humble ourselves before you. We submit ourselves. Oh Allah, we thank you, we glorify your name for showing us this beautiful morning. We also glorify for giving us good health, strength to enable us to see this morning. Oh Allah, we bow down to you. We submit ourselves. Today morning, we gathered in order to acquire more and more of your blessings. And also we humble ourselves to assist you to get your guidance to enable us to do more. Oh Allah, we ask you to bless our, oh Allah, our visionary president, who is always up and doing to ensure that every life and soul is touched positively. Be his strength, be his guide to enable us to do what well. The mastermind behind the structure, oh Allah, we believe you are the reason why they are there. You are the reason why the C21FG is moving to the level beyond expectation. You are the reason why lives are touched in this system. Assist us. We that we are here on the board as the drivers, give us the strength, give us the wisdom in order to move to the higher level. The people who are leading, oh Allah, give us the strength to take them to the right path and also give us the patience to ensure that we took them to the desired level. Let every soul, every partner that will come on board be happy and their life be transformed positively. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Let this year 2023 be the year of grace to humanity as a result of this solid and reliable system. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amen ya rabbil alamin. Amen. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Wow, amen. Thank you. Please let's go to the chat box and say a powerful amen. Thank you so much, Halima Usman. You are always so reliable. Thank you. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Are we happy to be alive this morning? Are we happy? Can we be just be excited and be grateful to God? You are alive. You are not in the hospital bed. You can even look, you can see, you can speak, you can smell. I mean, it's enough reason to be grateful to God. So please, let's go to the chat box and express our gratitude for a brand new day. Let us go to the chat box and express our gratitude for a brand new day, for the month of January, for the year 2023. Go to the chat box and appreciate the fact that you're alive today. Okay, so good morning once again. I'm so honored to be, part of your host for today. I'm so grateful. Thank God for that. All right. Let's just go straight to it. Please, what has been happening? Who can go to the chat box? What has been, this amazing energy in the air? For the past weeks, we've been promoting this thing. For the past months, we've been promoting this thing, and it finally happened. Who can go to the chat box and tell me what is it? For those people at the back, so they know what is happening. For those people that have been disconnected, so they know what is happening, what has been going on. Please go to the chat box and put it in. Fantastic. Somebody said emerge. Please go to the chat box and type in emerge. Do you know why I love the name emerge? The name on its own, it has so many meanings. It's beyond your understanding. It's beyond your imagination. Do you know why? By default, we come into this world and so many things are placed to our disadvantage just by default. Is it the economy? Is it the government? Is it some families that will come from discourage us? They tell us that we cannot amount to anything. Some siblings will tell you cannot be any. You see see this thing, you will be beneath, you will be under, you will live in obscurity. You cannot be better than anything. I remember Paul Domino talking about the woman she was working for said, nothing good can come out of you. That is how life is by default. But the emerge is bringing out the best out of everybody. Please, can we go to the chat box with your favorite emoji? With your favorite emoji, put emerge and put your favorite emoji, because the emerge is here to prove those people wrong that no, you can be somebody. The emerge is here to bring out the best version of yourself. That is why I love the emerge. It's taking people from a place of obscurity to a place of abundance. It's bringing the best version out of them. It is the emerge. Who is ready to emerge? Can I see more emojis in the chat box? Who is ready to emerge? Who is ready to prove to those people that have said nothing good can come out of you? If you are ready, I want to see you in the chat box. Because this 2023, no matter what, you must be celebrated. You see this year 2023, people will remember your name. They will see that you have emerged. You see those family members that have said, I would rather die than to see you succeed. Hey, you are just going to be seeing obituaries everywhere because you must emerge. Let's also go to the chat box and appreciate our president, Dr. Ambassador Michael Okoli, for coming up with this amazing platform, for saying yes to the connected economy. Let us go and appreciate him in the chat box, for being the person that God used to liberate so many people. There are so many people that they have no idea what they can do with their life. They have even agreed with the people that have said nothing good can come out of you. They have agreed with them. Hey, but because of this amazing, mind-blowing opportunity, the La Buena Vida project, the C21FG family, because of this amazing project, now people can dream again. Let's go to the chat box and appreciate Dr. Ambassador Michael Okoli for this fantastic, fantastic opportunity. Let us appreciate all of our leaders, every one of our leaders, from the masterminds, the G8 leaders, the Eagles and Diamond leaders. Let us go and appreciate them, because it is because of their selflessness. Because of their selflessness, we are even doing we are able to do what we're doing today. Let us appreciate them. Go to the chat box, whatever your leader's name is. Just go to the chat box and appreciate your leaders in the chat box. They are amazing. It's not easy. If it's easy, everybody will be doing it. It is not easy. So go and appreciate them in the chat box. All right. I want to especially appreciate the leader of the Eagles team. All right. I want to appreciate the leader of the Eagles team, no other person but Engineer Abayila. He's going to be coming up shortly. So go to the chat box and appreciate him. I also want to appreciate, Dr. Abraham Achado. Please go to the chat box and appreciate him. All right. I want to appreciate no other person but the leader of the Diamond team, Mr. Uche Ikpechuku. I'm not seeing the vibe. I'm not catching this vibe and feelings, okay? Please go and rain a lot of thank yous and all of that in the chat box, Mr. Uche Ikpechuku. I also want to appreciate Ambassador Tina Kenechukwu. All right, please go and be bomb blasting. Just go and be scattering everywhere. All right, let's go and appreciate her in the chat box. Okay, I don't know, because of time, if we'll be able to go through everybody, but I'm just going to call out the core leaders. Okay. Also, let us appreciate Judia Justina Adams, Amazon Ambassador Judia Justina Adams. Let us appreciate her in the chat box. All right. And the leader of the Sunshine Mimshak team, Amazon Ambassador Oyin Ikechukwu. Let's go and appreciate all of these people in the chat box, okay? Because they show up every single day. Whether it's raining or it's shining, they are always there for us. So let's appreciate them in the chat box. Whoever whether it's your anchor, whoever they are, go and appreciate them in the chat box. Because of time, I cannot call out everybody, but you are all amazing. God bless you. Okay, please go to the chat box. What did you get from the Emerge? What did you get from the Emerge? I'm going to be calling up our very own leader, engineer Abayila. I'm going to be calling him up, but before I call him up, what stood out for you? What was that thing that somehow went into your soul? That thing went into your soul and it caused a change in your life. Like you were not called up the stage, but once you heard that thing, it changed everything for you, and it helped you see how well you can emerge. What was that thing you got from the Emerge? Please put it in the chat box. Keep putting it in the chat box. All right, let me see it in the chat box. Let me see that coming in the chat box. What was the thing that transformed everything for you at the Emerge? I want to see it in the chat box. What was the thing that transformed everything for you? You heard that at the Emerge and you were like, oh my God, this was absolutely worth it. This trip was worth it. This experience was worth it. Oh, some people slept on the floor. Some people slept on a corridor. But when they attended that Emerge and they heard certain things, they said, no, this was worth it. I want to see it in the chat box. I want to see it in the chat box. What was that thing? All right. What was that thing? So because of time, I'm going to call up engineer Abayila. Please, let's go to the chat box and give him the warmest welcome you can ever come up with, okay? Let's give him a warm welcome, please, with a round of applause. If this was a physical gathering, it would be a standing ovation. So with a virtual round of applause, let us welcome our very own leader, all right? Engineer Abayila. Let us give the truth is the energy you put out is what you get in. So give him enough welcome and enough energy, and he's going to give you the best as well. Okay, so let's welcome him in the chat box. Please, are you here? So you can, Engineer Abayila, we're all eager to have you. We're eager to have you come on board and share all of the wisdom you have for us. So over to you.
All right. Eagles and diamonds in the house. Good morning. Super excited to be here with you this morning. Thank you, Ms. Chinasa, for the warm introduction, and thank you everybody for the warm welcome. I can see a lot of us are excited, though please, I'm not impressed by the numbers I'm seeing in the YouTube. If we could fill the Valet drum at a physical meeting, I think we should double this now. In the YouTube, it's not even up to 1,000. So please, team leaders, team leads, star anchors, this is where we need to really implement all that we've learned at the Emerge. If we truly want to emerge and help other people emerge, then we must get them to the point where they get the value and the tools necessary to enable them to emerge. And being the first Super Monday Cell meeting of the year 2023, the first Eagle Diamond combined Super Cell meeting, Super Monday Cell meeting, we should make the best of it, okay? Because a lot is going to be coming our way this morning. Permit me to start by saying and appreciating God and giving him all the glory for the success of the entire Emerge event. We thank God for the journey messages he gave everybody that came out of Abuja and has returned to their stations. And we're aware some people are still on their way, going back right now. We wish them safe trip and you reach your destination safely. Next, I also want to appreciate and acknowledge the presence of our father in the house, our visionary leader, our president, Ambassador Michael Okuli. I want you to just declare something from your heart, what you want God to do for him. In the next 5 seconds, just in your heart, tell God what you want God to do for him. This man has been a blessing to this generation, has been a blessing to this nation as well, and the world at large, okay, because he said yes to this opportunity, because he submitted to mentorship, because he yielded himself to be used by God. Today, a lot of lives have been blessed and transformed. And for those of us who witnessed Emerge, you would know that there has actually been a shift. Okay. Next, I want to appreciate and congratulate all the achievers at the Emerge, most especially our top 20. Congratulations to all of you that emerged, to the latest members of the top 20 who were not there before, but just came in. We're super, super proud of you. We're super proud of you. It's just a testament that everybody is a candidate for success. Everybody is a candidate for the top. That stage, the world stage, all of them, you're a candidate for it. So anybody can emerge. Anybody can emerge. All right. So congratulations to the top 20 and to all the achievers at the Emerge event of the Eagle and Diamonds team. Also, I also want to appreciate the leader of the Diamond team, Mr. Uche Pechuku. And I also want to appreciate all the team leads of the Eagle and Diamond team and the cell anchors as well. Time will fail me, so permit me to stand on all other existing protocols, okay? So this morning, I'm only here to also serve as a co-host to our amazing and beautiful and gorgeously looking anchor today, Amazon Ambassador Chinasa Opara. I'm only here to assist her. So, and what the assignment I have to do here actually is to bring up some special individuals, people who have emerged, who are going to use the next 5 minutes to share their stories on how they emerged. And trust me, I also have good news. Some breaking news is going to be coming. If our numbers do improve, that breaking news is going to be coming from our visionary president. But if the numbers don't improve, we might not receive the news, okay? So I don't want us to miss out on this. Whenever we have an opportunity to have him in the house and to have him pour out his heart, trust me, there's always a difference. There's always an encounter and a shift and a turnaround. So if you want a turnaround testimony in your life and in your business today, do everything possible to drag your teammates and everybody you know, both cross lines, down lines, and up lines that you cannot see in the meeting, to be part of this meeting today, all right? So these amazing individuals, in the next few minutes, each of them will be given 5 minutes. Unfortunately, we wish we could give them more time, but 5 minutes, and please stick to the 5 minutes to share their amazing stories, where they were and how they've emerged. You know, to emerge means to come to light. These people have come to light. So they're going to be telling you how they went from obscurity, okay, to visibility. And first off this morning, I'm going to be calling no other person than our latest top 10. In fact, this person, I think, is the youngest in the entire top 20 achievers, or those that emerged, and an amazing goal-getter, an achiever who has gone through all the obstacles that would resist one from emerging, and today has emerged as the top 10. And I'm speaking of no other person than Amazon Ambassador Somi Nwosu. So Miss Somi Nwosu, if you're in the house, can we show our excitement and begin to welcome her? If she's your leader and you're part of the Alpha team, I want you to go and celebrate her. I want you to celebrate her. I want you to usher her in as I give her the virtual stage to share her story in 5 minutes of how she emerged, okay? So Ms. Somi Nwosu, the stage is yours. We can't wait to hear from you. Over to you.
Oh my goodness. Like, I'm literally shaking. Who am I? I always say it. Like, who am I for Engineer Lat actually be welcoming me? Thank you so much for this opportunity. I am so grateful to God. When I came down from the stage, somebody asked me, oh, why are you crying? And I'm like, if you actually know where I am coming from, not even my family background or anything. She actually know like the processes that got me to this point. I feel like you even cry harder for me. And it's just, it can only be God. It's God all through the way. It has been God from the beginning. I mean, I came across this opportunity in a very special way through my mom. I just want to appreciate my mom so much. Thank you so much for doing this for me. I didn't see a presentation. I am just a young girl that my mother wanted better for. She wanted me to, I mean, my story is just, there are just so many parts to it, but because of the 5 minutes, I'm not going to take much time. When I came across this opportunity in my final year in school, and at that point, we were on strike. So now my monthly allowance in school was actually 20,000 naira in a month. That's 5K per week. But before you get that 5K, because 5K in a week, you have to call my dad, you have to disturb him, you have to remind him that it's Friday, or like what of the money and everything. It was just hell. And at the end of the day, when they send that 20K, my mom will still come and send extra money because it can't do books and everything. Now, I don't come from a poor family, but I come from a family whereby we only had one source of income, which was my mother's salary. So when that salary comes out, she will pay 4 children's school fees, she will pay house rent, she will pay NEPA bills, she will do everything. Back to square one, back to zero, nothing to do. So you see my mom doing so many things, but nothing was actually working for her. So when we came across this opportunity, when our family friend told us that, oh, there's something I'm recommending you for, and my mother came and she signed up. I mean, Ambassador Oni and Kamsi, they were there. They saw the excitement in her face. She went to her savings account, removed every money, opened the maximum for herself, and opened one account for each of her children. Why? Because she did not want us to go through that same circle of getting a job, doing everything. That is why I cannot appreciate my mom. Thank you so much. Now, the biggest problem was after signing up, I always tell people in my team, you've paid the money. It was easy. You transferred the money, or you got it, you gave the cash. Like nobody flogged you anything, you gave it. That's the easiest part. But how do you make money in the business? Now, when I came, I was full in time. I did not want to do anything. I felt I was too big. I felt I was proud. I felt like, I mean, why would I tell somebody to come and join a business? Like, who am I? Like, as in, like, why would I do that? And all these things were limiting me. They were limiting me. And then one day, my mother realized that I was just wasting time and the whole money that she puts in and everything. And she called me and she said to me, your monthly allowance in school is 20,000 naira. And at the end of the day, you still come and beg for more money. If you can do this business just to be making extra 20,000 naira to the 20,000 naira that we are giving you, it will go a long way for me. I don't have to suffer and struggle because my mom is training 4 children in school. And when she said it to me, I said, okay, if I can do this business and be making money, extra 20K to what my mother is giving to me when I go back to school, maybe I'll be able to make things easier for her. And that is what I wanted to do. And I started the journey. And God being so merciful, God being so great and gracious to me, I mean, led me to Ambassador Michael Okoli, and Ambassador said, I want you to be part of the DEP project. I want you to be part of the young people that I'll be mentoring and showing how to do this business. You're not working for me. You're not doing anything for me, but I'll be paying you 50K. I was shouting. I have not even finished school. My elder sister that had finished school had to look for a job for 6 months and they were paying her 20,000 naira in a month. Me, I was not done with school, but then somebody is willing to pay me 50K without doing anything just for me to come and learn the system. Why won't I take the job opportunity? And I took it. And we started. Ambassador never for once said, show me do this. But all he was doing was training us, building us, showing us how we can be successful in the business. And then I started. And then Ambassador will come and be like, by the end of this year, you people will start making 1 million. I mean, Ambassador Diola always used to say it in her story. And all of us will look at each other and we'll be laughing. No, wahala, just give us 50K. That is what we're interested in. We're not doing any work, Abi. Just be paying us the 50K. But we did not see it. We were not seeing the vision. We're not seeing anything. And I kept on coming to work and all those things. And I saw people. I mean, I saw my leaders. I always call them my mommies in this business. I saw Ambassador Winnie, Ambassador Oni, Kamsi, Akila. I mean, that time, me and her were like 5 and 6 and everything. She made 500K. How? This is somebody that is almost my age mate. How is she doing this? And I said, no, Somi, I'm going to run this business. I'm going to do it. But then I was still playing. Till February 6, 2021, we attended the first event in Bahamas Plaza. I was an usher. I need you to understand that. I mean, they came, they said, okay, DPs, you people will usher and everything. I said, we argued, we fought, we did everything. We said, no problem, we'll do the ushering. And then I said, okay, as far as I can stay in front and listen, no problem. And I came and they were speaking. There was something Ambassador Ronke said to me. I wish I could say it to her one day. She came and she didn't say it to me personally. She climbed on stage. She had her event that same day. And she said that I am just here for one person that wants to change their life and everything. And I shouted, I said, Ambassador Ronke, you are here for me. No matter what it takes, because she's the one that recognized the Amazon ambassadors, if we can remember. And I said, no matter what it takes, is it this 500K? I will climb on this stage and be recognized. Is it 500K? No problem. Because I saw people doing it. I mean, that time it was only Ambassador Akila and Ambassador Tina that were Amazon ambassadors in the whole Alpha team. And I said, no problem. I will meet you people on stage. I was snapping them. I was doing everything, but I knew what was burning in my heart. I just wanted to be part of them. And I started the journey. I started working hard. And then many of you might have seen the slide. I mean, in March, after that event, I made my first 200,000, 4,000, and it kept on getting better and better and better. Now, the road was not easy, but I always tell people something. There are 3 things that did it for me in this business. 3 things that did it for me in this business. Number 1 is God. I did not used to take, I always tell people something, and my team members are always like, so Mr. Why are you not a spiritual person? I said, I am not a spiritual person. I am not I don't like going to church and everything. But when I started this business and when the mentorship started, and I would see Ambassador come, and Ambassador would train us based on the Bible. Like everything we are doing in network marketing, he's equating it to the Bible. And I'm like, oh my God, this man is a billionaire. How is he a billionaire and he knows the Bible like back to back? And I realized that I have to take God seriously. Everything I do, I am God. Okay, I want to do this. Please help me. I want to become a monthly millionaire. Please help me. And every time he's always coming through for me. Number 2 thing that I always tell people that helps me in this business is consistency. You can never look for me missing in action. When we started, I am always there. Is it to usher? No problem. Is it?
Sorry, I have to cut you short. Sorry about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Somi Nwosu, our current top 10. And like you heard her story, she was an undergraduate, and from an undergraduate whose mom registered the business for her, and all her goal was to even be making an extra 20,000 naira, and 20,000 naira was really a tough amount for her parents to give us allowance in school. But today, she has not only emerged as that Amazon ambassador, she has not only emerged as a monthly millionaire, but a 2-Comma Club member, and currently has emerged as the top 10 in the entire Eagle and Diamond team. We're so proud of you. We're so proud of you. She started her journey as an undergraduate. You can imagine, is there any corporation or organization that would want to pay her today and she'll forfeit for this? So you're a candidate for success. That's what this story tells you. All right, so congratulations to you. Next, I'm going to be bringing up the top 9. The top 9. Now, let me give you a little bit of a background about this person. At the Emerge 2022 in August last year, this person was not even in the top 20. This person was not even in the top 20. And when I saw this on that day, it reminded me of Ambassador Ronke's story. The same thing happened. And I see something special about this individual. She's going to be sharing her story. She was not even in the top 20, you don't get it. But between August last year, in 5 months to December, she has emerged. She emerged as the top 9. It's not like she entered and became top 20. She jumped top 20, jumped even top 10, and emerged as the top 9. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to bring up Amazon Ambassador Judith Enabari to share her story. Congratulations. Super, super proud of you. The stage is yours.
Thank you so very much, Engineer Abayila. Thank you so very much. I'm very, very grateful for this amazing opportunity. I will try not to be so emotional, but I want to give all thanks to God because, I mean, He made this possible. I want to give all thanks to the entrepreneur mentor, Ambassador Dr. Michael Okoli. I lost my father, I think it's 3 years plus, almost 4 years. And he has been able to fill that gap. Like, I think he's the only person on earth that I can call a father. Because, you know, a father is someone that when you are good, when you are bad, he just accepts you. He has this unconditional love. I want to thank Amazon Ambassador China Sopar for giving me the best gift a sibling would ever give to anyone. My name is Judith Onyeke Nagbari. I'm an ex-public servant. When I saw this opportunity, it was an event that changed me. It was an emerge event. Ambassador Ronke, that day, she stood up for me. Like, everything she said at that event, it was as if it had my name on it. It's as if she was saying, Judith, stop being jack of all trade. I used to cook food. I used to sell this. I was a jack of all trade. My salary was 75,000 naira. It could do very little for me. All it could do for me was to fuel my car and sort 1 or 2 bills. Please, if you're a public servant in the house, I want you to go to the chat box and type, I can relate. We are living a fake life. I've always been a realist. I was trapped in a job I didn't love in the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies under the Federal Ministry of Justice. I was grateful to God when I got this job, don't get me wrong. But ladies and gentlemen, do you agree with me that someone's grass, right? Someone's grace, could be another person's grass. Someone's grace could be another person's grass. Courtesy of this project, being a public servant wasn't a big deal anymore. I started earning 1 million naira from my 5th month of being in this amazing project. And I mean, why would I remain in a job of 75K and be doing a project that pays me 1 million naira every 30 days on a part-time basis? Ladies and gentlemen, I did what every sane person will do. I fired the federal government of Nigeria. Please, if you're excited for me, go to the chat box and type value. I fired the federal government of Nigeria without any apologies, because this project made me understand that I was living below my potentials. I was able to move my children to a better school because I made a decision, because I attended an event that changed me. Because I just didn't attend an event. I sat down on the seat for 8 hours. I listened to every speaker. I didn't deceive myself, and I took home value. I started implementing it. And within my first 2 months and 2 weeks, that was when I earned my first 500,000. I became an Amazon ambassador. In the 5th month, I started earning 1 million, another 1 million the next month, another 1 million the next month. I became a 2 Comma Club member, went on an all-expense-paid vacation to Dubai. That was my first trip to Dubai. And for my 22 colleagues that we traveled together, they can attest to it. I enjoyed Dubai. I grooved Dubai. Like, I've been married for 11 years. I'm a mother of 3 beautiful children. I've never gone on vacation for years. Like, all I've been doing is take the children to school. You know, I have a pregnancy, carry my children for 9 months, as in carry my child, have my baby after 9 months, and on and on and on. I'm saying this because I know a lot of women, I know what we go through. You are working, you are taking care of your child. This project has given me what the federal government didn't give me for 10 years. Personal development I got here has been top notch. I saw myself talking to over 3,000 people in an auditorium in Lagos. I naturally stutter, like I stammer. That's why anytime I say this business is spiritual, but guess what? I talk to thousands of people. I do presentations and I don't stammer. I get to close down people and they pay and I don't stammer. And I'm like, God, you have a hand in this. I can go on and on. Last year during the match, I sat down and like Engineer Lad said, I wasn't even top 21 if there's anything like that. And I remember I was like, is it ever going to be possible that I will climb this stage and be top 19 or top 18 or top 20? Ladies and gentlemen, I remember what Ambassador Chinasa told me after that emerge. She said, you did it emerge, but it's okay. But I want to tell you something. Why don't you run this business? Get the ranks. Don't wait until a qualification comes. And that was it. It stuck in my head. I started running the business as if I had a recognition for that month. Last 2 months had been my most trying time in this business. I had a daughter that I was always in and out of the hospital with. I literally didn't do anything the whole of December and the end of November. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Because I listened to my mentor, I started running my business August, September, October. I want to tell you all, what qualified me as top 9 is the activities I did in August, September, October, because I had a daughter that was always ill for the past 2 months. I want us to take something home. If we really have a belief in this business, and our belief is rock solid, are we fooling time or are we full time? Because like Ambassador Michael always says, it will show. Like as you don't use your mouth to say, I'm working, I'm doing the activities, I'm doing everything. It will show in the money you make. It will show in the result. I have a lot of my teammates that will emerge.
I'm so
I should
sorry.
be the only one winning. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay,
We'd have to stop you here. So sorry. I'm sure more people want to hear. I wish we could give everyone the privilege to, but listen to me. Make sure at the Super Monday Cell meeting next week, you're actually part of this. I wish you could actually give more time to this. It's actually been 7 minutes. Well, she has shared her secrets. You see, she said August, September, October. That was a 90-day game plan. The 90 days she did between August, September, and October enabled her to emerge. Have you observed that for everybody that has been coming up to speak, mentions a period where they did some burst of activities for about 90 days? And despite all those challenges, listen, the last 2 months, she was faced with a lot of odds and challenges. Yet, because of the momentum of the activity she did for that 90 days, it still carried her along to emerge as the top 9. If you are still considering whether you should do 90 days game plan, they play. Just they play. You hear? They play. Just they play. So congratulations to you, Mrs. Judith Enabare. I'm so proud of you. And you're an example to women, you're an example to mothers here that it's possible. It's possible. If she can be taking care of 3 children, holding down a home, and still run this business and emerge as the top 9, then what's your excuse as a mother? What's your excuse as a woman? All right. So next I'm going to be inviting on stage no other person than the top 8. Also, an amazing young lady. In fact, this lady's story, the first time I heard the full version of the story, man, I was broken, and I was finding it hard to even to hold back tears, because it was a really. I pray she gets to share some part of it, because sometimes it will be very hard for you to be vulnerable to share such. So we're going to be recognizing the top 8 today. And our top 8 is no other person than Amazon Ambassador Akila Aminu, the former most beautiful girl in Nigeria, ECOWAS, who left all that world of stardom, beauty, and all, modeling, came in here and today is impacting so many lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me as I give the virtual stage to Amazon Ambassador Akila Aminu. Please, you just have 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. Thank you. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my leaders. Thank you so much, Engineer La. Thank you to all the leaders. All protocol duly observed. Literally, I literally do not even know where to start from, right? Sharing my story. I feel like God has been faithful. That is the only thing I have to say, because if you ask me now, Akila, what is it you've been doing or what have you been doing? I literally do not know what to say. But today I'm not going to come from, I even got emotional when I was being called up, because I feel like I didn't even cry on that stage, because all the tears I would have cried, I have cried it for the past 3 months. Is it every day I have to go to bed and thinking, what have you achieved? What have you done? What are you even doing? So in fact, I couldn't even see the tears, but now thinking about it is getting me more emotional. I feel like I shared the most vulnerable part of my story during the last media image for the MVP award. Right now, I think I'm going to come from another point of view, which I feel like I literally have not shared to a general audience like this. But my team members in the Alpha team, I'm sure I've told them once. So I remember the first time we started this top 20-ish. So first of all, I'm sure everybody know my name is Akila. I was an ex-beauty queen and every single thing. I've done some menial jobs and all in search of what, in fact, I wasn't even looking for financial freedom. I was looking for financial stability. That your mom calls you, you are not hypertensive. You have to pay school fees. You have to take care of little family responsibilities. You're not looking for 2 or 3 people that you have to call to come and borrow money. I just wanted to have my own money. That was my own motivation. Just have your own money. So I remember when the first top 20 came, I was a 2-Comma Club member already. In fact, nothing prepared me for that. And then Ambassador just came and it was even a few days to my birthday. I think it was even a day to my birthday. The only thing in my head during that previous month was, how I wanted to celebrate my birthday, because I feel like I've never, ever really celebrated my birthday. And I feel the reason why I celebrated my birthday as a kid is because my parents were financially stable as at that time. There was love, there was unity. But ever since the home got broken, there was no way I was going to celebrate my birthday. So the only thing I actually wanted then was to have a lavish party for myself. And then Ambassador came with the first top 20, which, most of us know, the O2 Club member, I was like the bottom 20. I was number 20. And I said to myself that day, Akila, this is not you. I remember the day Ambassador called that meeting. I typed it in the comment section. If anybody remember, I typed it there and I said, never again. Because I felt like, please, you are the only team. I saw the next time it came. So because if you're going to do cumulative of August, September, October, I feel like people that have the most full-timers, people that have a large team, they are the ones that are going to get the most money. They are the people that are actually going to emerge. And I literally wrote myself out of it. Bear in mind, the first time I became top 7, I was after emerging. Then I was in and out of the hospital, so I was like sick for like 2-3 months. I didn't even know what to do. Everybody started their race. Mrs. Judith came, and I will tell you, the secret to actually emerging is starting early, just like Mrs. Judith said. And then I couldn't even do so much activities, as at that time cumulatively I'd only made like 800 and something thousand. So I even found myself out of race. Well, Madam Tina, I feel like I don't even know where I'll start. When I finish thanking God, the next person I would actually thank is Amazon Ambassador Tina, because the reason why I actually emerged as top 8, even if I have never told her, is because of the fact that she would always carry her teammates along. I remember she called for a meeting that day. In fact, everybody in the team did not even believe, because they felt like the first time we did top 7, I was lying to them, yes, because I didn't tell them how much I've actually made. But then she called for a meeting that day and was asking, how much have you made? How much have you made? I thought I made out about 800,000. No, everybody felt like I was lying. Akila that is very competitive. Akila that would do anything. But that was just the fact, because I didn't know where to start from. I didn't know what to do. And that is why I would want to say, yeah, if you have a leader, if you have a mentor, if you have someone that has time for you, please get close to them. The reason that most times I'm in Madam Tina's office is because I want to know the one thing I would pick again that will go wrong with, because me on my own, I don't even know what to do. And that was when she told us that if you want to emerge, she calculated it for us and said, go and do the challenge 36. That was the first time I found clarity. That was when I found clarity on what to do. And she gave us a target, try to generate 36 code in a week. If you do this consecutively, because the cumulative we're working with is 5 million naira. Ambassador have said, if you don't even make 5 million naira, you cannot be in top 20. That is to say, if you even make 5 million naira, you'll be in number 20. So even if at all, let us even be in top 20. We are not even going for top 10, top 1, but let us even be in top 20. Everybody go and do it. And she set a penalty. And then I went all out. That was when I started thinking, who can I call? Who do I need to do? I shared it with my teammates. I told my teammates, if I'm not top 10, I cannot climb that stage. If I don't make it to top 10, I cannot climb that stage. My teammates said, okay, what do we need to do? Join me in prayers. I want to thank the whole of Sparkle team. I want to thank Madam Tina. I want to thank Ambassador Michael. I don't even know what to share. But the truth is that if you ask me, Akila, what did you do? I don't know what I did. But first of all, I would say God did it for me. Mentorship did it for me. I want to thank my leaders so much. Madam Tina Kelechuku, I love you so much. I might be stubborn. I might give you a headache. But the truth is that you make everything easy for us. Thank you so much to all the leaders. Thank you, Engineer Lad. Over to you. Thank you.
Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. And oh, amazing, amazing, amazing. Congratulations. Well done, Madam Tina. And I mean, I just want to say, please listen to your leaders. All the people that have come up here are also talking about their leaders. Sumi spoke about the instructions, the mentorship. The same thing with Mrs. Judith, her mentor, Amazon Ambassador Chinasa said, Akila too is coming up and saying the same thing. Now, listen to me. The secrets of men and women, the secrets of successful people is in their stories, and they're leaving all those clues for you. The question is, are you just here being motivated by their stories, or are you picking the clues? Because if you do what they did, you'll get the same result, okay? For the lack of time and for the sake of saving time to get more people to speak, I'm going to be calling up on the top 7, and I'm not going to be wasting a lot of time. Now, this lady's story is a story too that is very, very heart-wrenching. And I mean, it's someone that has been through a lot of rigors in life, yet emerged despite, I mean, so many rigors, so many odds against her. And today has emerged as the top 7. And have you noticed, man, the women are really shocking us, gentlemen. I don't know, men, I think they should challenge us. They should challenge us. We're calling the top 10, and right now, 4 of them are the women. So ladies and gentlemen, join me as I bring up on stage no other person than Amazon Ambassador Mary Grace Guevon, from a school teacher for 25 years, a principal of a school, earning just 85,000 naira, to currently becoming the top 7 in the Eagle and Diamond team. Mary Grace Guevon, the stage is yours.
All right, thank you so much, my able leader. Good morning, all the Eagle leaders, and good morning, Eagles and Diamond. I thank God for this opportunity, and I'm grateful to God for giving us Ambassador Mike Okoli. He's a gift to our generation. And he also, I heard of this program through a radio, Edge, and that what connected me. The day I attended, I didn't understand what was shown, but it was a day that God had destined for me. I worked in the education sector for a minimum of 25 years. This year is private, not government, struggled in life. I live life far below my bills. So being busy at the job and terribly broke, I was growing old. I was diagnosed of sickness I was not born with. So I started battling with my health, struggling at the job. And I looked at my children, there was no future for them. I kept on asking God for a way out because my parents died out of sickness. So I was actually counting down and living in fear. God connected me to this opportunity. It wasn't easy. Yes, I paid the money, I wired the money. For 6 months, I went away. I couldn't even do anything. I was excited at the beginning as, time, going down. I started giving excuses. Ambassador kept on following me. Each time I intentionally dodged his calls. And at times, if I pick, I say, sir, there's something I was pursuing. I was not pursuing anything. He dragged me to an event. It was at that event that actually I caught the vision. And from then, I stopped giving excuses. What changed, I couldn't know. But I know that something, as if there was veil removed. I started seeing the clarity about where this business will take me. As a mother with children and wife and sister, there were family, factors that stood on my way. But three things, I kept on hooking on God because the business already is established on the foundation of God. I put God in the place. And then what I did was dialogue. I had dialogue with my husband and also with my children, because at the time they started complaining that I normally come back home, who are quite unlike me. So I had meeting with them. I saw the vision to them, and they started being my accountability partner. Even when I felt not to do, they will be the one to say, "Mommy, you say you will do this, you do this." And I gained support from my husband. So with this business, I'm not giving excuses. And also thank God, my mentor, Engineer Abayela, kept on pushing. But the only thing is that whatever he tells me to do, I won't give excuse. Whether I found it being able to do, I will just go out and then ask God and put in my effort. He will give me correction. I will go back again. But I never give excuses. I always find a way. When I went to Mina, I didn't talk about how to cope with my family, but I found a way. At 8, my son, I had to enroll him in boarding school at age 8. It wasn't easy. Just for me to, gain ground in Mina before I will come back and pick him, it hasn't been easy. But I know that God has called everyone into business. He has solution for us. He has His grace to give us, and He's there for us. So also, loyalty is the key success in this business. Don't argue. Don't give excuses. Yes, at times my leader will call me midnight. My husband has even accepted him, as his brother. Once he picked the call, he says he's a lad. I'll say, give me. So that's support, because he understood that the business is there for us. So he's part of the business, and his support helps me too. Even when I'm away, he stepped in and then attend to the kids and come into the areas he will. So I have that peace in my family because I also had a dialogue with him. I saw the vision to him, and he understood that even if I'm away for the betterment of the family. So I have that support. And then consistency and persistence, I kept pushing. You must push. So when this top 10, even this one I counted myself out because there were a lot of challenges towards the end of the year. So I give God all the glory, and I've told God I wouldn't emerge alone. I had to look down on my teammates to ensure that they come up. But the thing is this, you must commit the business to God. Never give excuses. Always find a way. Even if you feel like not doing it and your mentor called you, ask you what, go and do it first. Don't say I can, just do it and then come back with the report. I did it like this. It will give you another clue. That's how we can do that. Thank you so much, Ebo Leader, for this amazing platform to share my story. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. I know most of them are trying to rush their stories to be able to maximize time. But just to enable the rest that will be coming up, just your background, what you didn't like, and the things you did that enable you to emerge. Just share the key things that you did that enable you to emerge, like the activities or the steps you took that actually enabled you to emerge, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. We're going to be bringing up on stage. This point, you see, we're getting to the top people. So we're going to be bringing up on stage no other person than the top six, Mr. Uche Ipechukwu, our top six. Let me allow him share his story. But one thing I love about this personality is Mr. Uche, to an extent in the Eagle and Diamond team, is not anybody's mate or peer, but he's so humble that he brings himself to everybody's level, and he's someone that is open to learn from anyone. Even people who is twice their age is really open to learn from them. And honestly, I see it as one of the key secrets for success, the fact that you're open and willing to learn. All right, so I learned that from him. So congratulations, sir, and the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, my senior engineer, Abayela. I call him my senior. Thank you very much for being available at the shortest possible time that I actually want to reach out to you. I want to sincerely thank God, who is the creator of heaven and earth, on whose anchor our business is also built. And I want to publicly this morning to thank the entrepreneur mentor, Ambassador Michael Okoli, for the vision and God actually using him to find me. My background is banking. I started my banking career, like every other youth in Nigeria, they say, go to school, get a good grade so that you can get a good job. And that's exactly what I did. And for time, I'll just go straight to the main point. I went to school, came out, my first job that I got was with Guarantee Trust Bank. And I'll be saying this secret so that some people will, who align. I'm going to be helping. I might just be speaking to one or two people. And please, I'd like you to listen very carefully. For some of us, we're carrying baggages from different sides. We're thinking, this is how I am. I cannot change. God knows I cannot change. This is how I am. Before now, my parents at the time, they said, Uche, they know that, can you really walk anywhere? Because I'm someone that people are saying, what do you like best? I like sleep. I know it's funny. I'm someone that I can't even wake up by 10 o'clock in the morning. That's if I'm not working, right? I found myself in the bank where was one of the most disciplined banks in Nigeria, Guarantee Trust Bank. And my first day at work, I actually lost my job because I was supposed to resume at 7 in the morning in Lagos. I resumed 7:02. And in the history of the bank, Guarantee Trust Bank, if you resume the first day of work late, 1 minute late, you cannot work with them. As a matter of fact, the system says you are not the kind of person, even if you are the best person in Nigeria, that means you're not disciplined enough to work with them. For me, I think that's the salvation I got. Day one, I lost my job. And to cut the long story short, God intervened and happened that that was my first day in Lagos. And another lesson point is always talk when you have the opportunity to speak. So not to make excuses, I was given sanction. My salary for the first month was not paid. That's how I journeyed in GT Bank for over 10 years. And my boss was leaving to Access, and I followed her. I was in Access. I found this opportunity in Access Bank. I was a zonal manager in Access Bank. Then, before the merger with Diamond, I was managing 6 branches for Access Bank here in Abuja. And my encounter with destiny, especially in this business, was divine. I have not done network marketing before. I do not know anybody that has done network marketing. A few people that I know, the only thing I know is that some people have these forever products that they come to the office. A couple of people have sent me text messages. I'm someone that if I'm focused on something, I don't even have time to see another thing. Anyway, that's how my journey continued in Access Bank until one fateful day, I was transferred from North Central. I used to be a zonal manager in North Central, a relationship manager in North Central. Then my boss was fired, and I stepped on his portfolio to come and be a zonal manager in Abuja zone here. So that's how I left Maraba branch and I came here. And on that fateful day, I was still understudying some of the clients, my top 20 customers, who our president here happened to be one of them. And I had scheduled a date to actually, reach out to go and see him and visit him. Until Destiny had it that day where he actually came to the bank and he had a very ugly incident with the bank and wanted to close his account. That's how I came into the picture. A couple of us might not have had this story. And of course, when they had persuaded him to calm him down and he couldn't, I tried to solve the issue that was on ground, minimally until, they brought him to my office and we started speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my short story. It will shock you that when I can't say some things for confidentiality's sake. When I saw the person, I first said, I don't understand. Is this person I thought it was like an elderly person or something like that, considering the amount I was seeing in the account and the account history and everything, and so in my mind, when he now said he was an ex-banker, we chatted and, cut the long story short, and he insinuated that the money that I was seeing was his. It actually raised a lot of suspicion within me. In fact, in my mind, I said, listen, I'm one of those Yahoo boys. Let me even check before I'll know whether to actually trigger his account and inform security people. To cut the long story short, I saw the history. I saw that the money was coming from a particular company that's also in my bank. And the next story, I just said, sir, what exactly do you do? And ladies and gentlemen, he said, okay, it's not something that he can actually, have time to explain. That when I'm a little bit chance, I can come to his office. Ladies and gentlemen, there and then I told him I have chance now. Let's go. I will follow you to your office. That's how my date with destiny. Mine is that the enemy of the best is actually the good. The enemy of the best. Now in banking, have you been in a place where people will envy you for where you are, but you know you're in trouble? And a lot of us are there. Some of us are journeying in the road to nowhere. This salary is 200,000, this salary is 300,000. Ladies and gentlemen, if they pay you 700,000 every month, how much is it going to be at the end of the year? People are building castles in a place where there's no foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not say if you're working in the bank or somewhere you're wrong, but ladies and gentlemen, there's something better. And this environment is an environment where there's no cap to how much you can make. I want to thank God for actually making me to encounter Ambassador. Because of time, I did not attend any presentation. I saw the result. And he took me to his office. He told me he gave me the vision. What brought me here is vision. It's not even apart from the money I saw. He sold his vision. And ladies and gentlemen, for every single one of us, this is not just bring one, bring two. Sell the vision to people. And when they come in, help them to emerge. Ladies and gentlemen, he sold the vision to me. I did not have money at that time. I only had my children's school fees. I took out 570,000 from my children's school fees and I paid that same day, that same hour. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the story. I came in here. One of the advantages I have is regimentation. And I will tell us one, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to succeed, apart from the skills that you acquire, regiment your business. KPI is key. And I don't have any other thing to say. I will just say, because we're just coming out from Emerge, I'm trying to digest what's, the import of what I have learned and every other thing. But I will say that KPI is it. So let's hold on to KPI, hold on to diligence. God helping us will match. Thank you very much, Engineer Abba-Yila. Sorry, I had to, because of the time, I'm just going in and out to be able to capture a few things. Thank you very much.
I got three things that I'm going to share with everybody. Congratulations to you, Mr. Uche. He shared three things that I have caught now and definitely I'm going to work with. All right. First off, the first thing was, it's only fools that doubt proves. He said what he saw was that he didn't need a presentation. Only fools doubt proof. That's what my mentor used to say. My spiritual father, Bishop W. Oyedepo, will always say, only fools doubt proofs. He saw the proof and he went. The second thing he said, the vision was so, he has emerged because he's driven by vision and not driven by money. Ladies and gentlemen, could you be driven by the vision of this organization? If you want to emerge, be driven by the vision. The third thing he said, be regimented. Structure your business, structure your life, bring order into your life, and leverage the KPIs. You see, all the people coming to speak, they are deliberate things they are doing. They did not emerge by accident. They did not emerge by accident. Ladies and gentlemen, we've heard from the top 10 to the top 6. Now we're entering to the top 5, which is the other half of this top 10. Are you getting value? Please, I want to see in the chat room. Let me go to the YouTube. In the chat room, if you're blessed by what you're seeing, just type vision. If you're blessed by what you're seeing, just type vision. I'm about to bring up our top 5. Our top 5, this individual needs no introduction. In fact, most of us today here, both in the Diamond and Eagle team, one way or the other have benefited from this individual's mentorship. One way or the other have benefited from this person's mentorship. Now, if you've been getting value, if you've had, just go to the chat room on YouTube, on Zoom, and begin to type vision. I'm going to be bringing up our top 5 and our amazing mentor. I mean, sitting at this guy's feet, lots of wisdom is stored up in this person. I call him a man of depth, and it's somebody that is so generous. If I was to use one word to describe him, it's generosity. He's never hoarding or withholding knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I bring up on stage Dr. Abraham Achadu, our current top 5. Sir, if you're in the room, the stage is yours.
All right, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for having me. Please confirm you can hear me and see me, please.
Loud and clear.
All right, good morning.
Office.
Thank you very much for having me this morning. Let me start quickly this morning by appreciating God Almighty for life, for the gift of life, because I discovered that if you have life, you have opportunity. I want to thank him for being faithful all these years. I want to thank him for his faithfulness and his mercy. And to him be all the glory. And also, secondly, I would like to thank my mentor, my leader, the president, Ambassador Dr. Michael Okoli. Thank you very much, sir, for mentorship. Thank you for your selflessness. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for direction. God bless you, sir. God bless you for all you do for us and for humanity. We are truly grateful. God bless you, sir. And also to my leader, Engineer Lad. Thank you very much, sir, for all you do for us to succeed. Thank you for your selflessness on this platform, to see us make progress on this platform. God bless you, sir. God bless you. God bless you. So quickly, my name is Abraham Achadu. I have a background in academics. I used to believe that when you get a lot of degrees, when you go to school, you're going to become successful, because that was the same formula that was sold to me. I was given that formula that if I need to live a good life, all I need to do is just go to school, read very hard, get good grades. I did all I was told to do, found myself in the academic environment, but I never had the good life. Why? Because simply my future, my dreams, everything I wanted to achieve was tied to salary. Now, the truth is, if you take salary, you can never live your dream life. It became clear to me that I won't be able to achieve that. But still yet, I was believing somehow that when I get to the top, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be fine. So I was working so hard to get to the top until salary was taken away. For 35 months, salary was not paid. Now, I am a person who pay attention to my personality, the kind of person I am. But the truth is, poverty mesmerized my personality. That was the truth. I'm a kind of person that the kind of life I live, I always like living by myself. I always love to do things on my own. Rather than ask a fellow man to borrow me money, I would prefer to stay hungry. That is the kind of person I used to be. But in those periods of non-payment of salary, how I caught myself begging money from almost all my friends, everybody around me, I was not aware. Before I knew, I was owing everybody around. Ladies and gentlemen, I got into serious debts. My personality was rubbished. I fell from grace, in quotes, to grass level. Ladies and gentlemen, the struggle was not funny. It wasn't funny at all. It was so bad that I couldn't provide for my immediate family. My immediate family, I couldn't provide for them. It was so bad. I lost all my friends because they were tired of somebody around them who is always asking them for money. That was the situation I was in before God connected me to this amazing platform. When I saw the business opportunity, I was invited by someone who I deeply respect so much. He invited me to see the business opportunity. Coming to see the business opportunity from Kaduna to Abuja was a challenge because I had no transport. I borrowed the transport. Somebody paid for me so that I'll pay back. Came to Abuja, saw the business opportunity. We all came together in our numbers. Everybody paid. I was unable to pay because the money was not available. It took me weeks before I was able to raise money, not like my own money, to borrow and pay. What it means that I wasn't credit-worthy then because there was nobody available to borrow me the money. But God, through his divine mercy, I was able to access the money from a quota where I would never want to take money from because I knew I would be insulted. But I had to take the money and take the insult. I took the money and I was insulted. Ladies and gentlemen, when I came on this platform, I started following mentorship. I was following mentorship from afar. I was in Kaduna, not in Abuja. I will always travel down, come and go. Most times, no transport, but I will always come for mentorship and go back, come for mentorship and go back. And one thing I can categorically say that helped me to emerge, number one, is mentorship. I have never missed any mentorship opportunity Ambassador Michael Okoli invited me for, both on Zoom and physical. That was number one. Whether it is convenient or not, I will attend. Secondly, one of the reasons why I emerged was by building a structure. Now I'm going to give us a different dimension this morning. In the next 2 minutes, I'll be done. So that you understand why you should build a structure in your business. Why you should build a structure, why you should follow the system, build a structure. I started early following the structure because God helped me to open my eyes to see the importance of it. And when I built the structure, I started building, even though I'm not done building yet. I came to a point. Now, within the last 6 months, after the last emerge, the gospel truth is that I did not participate for the top 20. That was the gospel truth. And the only person who is aware was my mentor. He called me several times, like 3 different occasions, and we spoke. My business, now this is the reason why you must build structure, let me tell you. Maybe this is going to help somebody this morning. My business came under severe attack in the last 6 months. I have experienced some of the worst moments in the last 6 months. Ladies and gentlemen, how I became top 5, I now knew. When I was announced top 5, I now know the importance of building a structure. Every one of us here, your business will come under trial, whether you pray against it or not. The storm will come. Now, the only reason why it will be standing is when you build according to structure. That is why you must build according to structure. The storm will come. And ladies and gentlemen, I now understand the importance of building according to structure. When the storm comes, when the wind comes, if you build according to structure, you will still be standing. And how do you build according to structure? Nobody here can build a structure. The starting point for building a structure is the 90 days game challenge. You cannot build structure if you don't start with 90 days game challenge. You can't build structure with slow and steady. You can't build structure with an intensity of 30 days, with an intensity of 60 days. No. You will build a structure with a 90 days intensity. The reason why you should not joke with the 90 days that is about to start is so that you can start building a structure. Please build now, because the storm will come. Build now, because the storm will come. Make sure you engage in the 90 days game challenge. That's my secret to emerge. I engaged in the 90 days game challenge, not even in Abuja here, in Kaduna.
Wow.
And that was how I was able to raise the structure. Now, what I went through, that's the second time I went through that in my business entirely. But trust me, I didn't feel it. In the last 6 months, my income, I have consistently earned more than a sitting VC, the highest paid vice chancellor in the university. My income on a monthly basis is still higher than his money. Structure, ladies and gentlemen. Structure.
Wow.
Build
Wow.
structure. Build structure. The truth is, I never checked my income in the last 6 months. The only time I checked my income in the last 6 months was on the 9th of January this year. That was the truth. The only time I checked to know what was happening, how much have I earned, how much was I average in the month, was on the 9th of January this year. According to structure.
Thank you, Dr. Abraham.
God bless you.
Thank you. You know, I'm going to plead for, if you know who this is talking to you, I'm going to plead with the president. Maybe we might still have a combined distance so that he can actually explain to you what he's talking about. I mean, it's something that even at the last, immediately after the emerge, we spoke about. He shared those things. And in fact, for me, the secrets he's sharing with you, those were it. But thank you so much for sharing that with us. And he said it, the 90 days game plan. I recall the 90 days game plan was launched between September to November. And for those that engaged in it and actually built deliberately using structure, these are the people that have emerged. Congratulations to you, sir. Congratulations to your team. So I'm going to be calling up our latest top 4. This lady is a force. She's a force, literally a force. I mean, and she has done amazing things. Is one of the super closers that we have in network marketing in the Eagle and Diamond team. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome no other person than the Hurricane herself, who has emerged as the top 4. Last year, she was the top 5, now has emerged as the top 4. Amazon Ambassador Judia Justina Adams. Just 5 minutes before you get to find out who your latest top 3 are, okay? Over to you, Judia.
Okay, thank you so much, Engineer Lad. Thank you so much, my leader, and thank you to all the leaders in the house. Thank you to everybody watching on YouTube. Thank you for attending the cell meeting. Okay, my name is Judia Justina Adams, for those that don't know me, because I know some people still don't know me. So I used to be a banker. I worked in Zenith Bank for 5 years. And in search of greener pastures, I left for First Bank. I worked in Zenith Bank, left for First Bank because I wanted a loan to be able to get mortgage and be able to buy a car and do well for myself, because while I was 5 years, I was still climbing bike and all. And it's not as if I come from a good background. I come from an average background where we just had food to eat, and it's not as if we're doing so well. My parents just managed to take us to school and all. And when I got to the bank, I thought that life would be beautiful. When I moved to the second bank, they said I had to wait for the next 5 years before I get the loan. And after the 5 years, I was still broke. In fact, everybody used to borrow money. I'll borrow money. My subordinates would borrow from me. I'll borrow from my supervisors. Everyone was using credit card. And in fact, I didn't even see anybody to borrow money from again. So it was my friend from CBN. I'll say, Monica, beg, give me money. So I was collecting money from this Monica every week. I'll be borrowing money. Why? Because all the monies were just gone. And you know, as bankers now, you just carry your checks, go and buy your phone, buy your big TV, buy it, everything is gone. And when you try to we just spend lavishly, there's no mentorship, nothing. So that's why I appreciate this business. So what happened? In search of greener pastures, I kept looking around for entrepreneurship, for something to do. And I sold everything, sold perfume, sold everything, and nothing was working because they owe me the capital, owe me the profits. I was frustrated. I was always falling sick. I had insomnia. Everything was wrong with me in the bank. Sometimes they would rush me to the hospital. I was just frustrated. So I needed to leave. I just knew I needed to leave. But the perfume company was not really working. And this one, I didn't really understand this business. I'd already even registered. So what did I do? I just said, okay, let me just take some days and go and learn about the business. But before I even took those days, how did I come across this organization from that very bad experience? Because in the bank, things were not working and I needed to leave. Like I needed to exit that bank. And my friends were already doing this business. I knew about it. I'd done network marketing before, but I was really negative about this one. They said, no, it's not the same thing. I said, I beg, I'm not interested. So after 2 years of them even getting tired and leaving me to my fate, I was just doing my thing. Because school fees was even a problem. In fact, you know, as a banker, you have access to all the proprietaries of all the schools. You have access to all the owners of schools. So they will give us discounts. They gave me 30% discount in the school, but still I'll go and pay part payment of the school fees. School fees, we could not afford school fees. So what did I do? I said, let me go and meet my friends since I know they have crowd. Let them see if they can vote for my baby. Because she's doing an online competition where she needs to make 1 million and she'll be able to win for this competition, and I'll be able to have some money for her. So when I got to the plaza, I saw everybody with an office doing well and all. I was like, I beg, I'm in. And they say, go and bring money. I didn't have a dime. I had to go and sell the car. The car I used to go to that plaza. I sold it. And then that's how I started with the highest packages. So that's my secret. I'm big on, like, I have this confidence that if I see you do something, I'll say, like when my president was asking me, how many people are you bringing to Emerge? I'll just give you one big number. Like, I'm just big on numbers. You just ask me, I'll give you the highest one. Okay, is it 31 accounts they are doing? I'm in. I don't have money. I'll just say I'm taking it. Is it this one? I'm in. Okay, give me targets. I'll just call the highest number. And somehow, even if I don't meet it, I'll get there, right? So when I said, I want the highest, which one are you people doing? They say the highest. I said, I want the highest. So I had to sell my card just so that I don't lag behind. So that I don't take the small pack. And at the end of the day, they'll say, okay, you're not doing well because you have the small pack. So if you are here, you like small things. They say 38,000. They say 49,000. You want to take that one. You will not make money. If you don't take the highest pack, how will you take the highest pack? Even if it's school fees, even if it's rent, bring it. So that's how I took the highest pack, and the business started. But I was still not serious because I was a banker, I have a lot of people that are working under me. So I felt I knew everything. Business admin graduate, I had my master's, everything. So I know everything. So when they are telling me something, I'm doing B. When they tell me A, I'll do B. When they say do mentorship, do training, I'll be doing another thing. Because I didn't even enter with a presentation. I just registered because my friends were in. So I was just doing things anyhow. So when I stopped making money, because I came in and started recruiting, started making 500K and the money dropped. Then what happened? I said, what happened? They said, no, you're not doing training. Go and do your mentorship. Go and do your training and all. That's when I came back. And by the time I came back to do the training, guess what? All the leaders in the team, that's the one that boss was talking about. Most of them were gone. They were gone for certain reasons. The people that were supposed to train me were not even available because I was not available when people were there. Everybody was there. So I came and started following the structure. Guess what I did? Instead of following leaders and saying, I know this one, I started following people that I know the business. I started following leaders in the business, not my friends that are already up there. That's the mistake that people make. You come in, your friend is already president. If your friend is already the leader of the team, instead of you to follow your cell anchor, you want to go and grab the hand of your leader. Your leader has so many people that they are training. Why not grab the cell anchor, the person that they gave you to train you? You have an upline, you have this order. So that's what I did. And I appreciate Engineer Grace, Mary Grace, them Ekene. I was following them. I didn't say, no, I know the president, let me go. No. And that's why I refused to go to Bahamas. I stayed in Shalom. I said I will stay with normal people and build. I will not go to the top and say I want to be following. No. I want to build. Then I want to go there when I have the money to go there. But let me just be managing. We were grinding in the car park at that time. At the car park was where we were grinding. There was even no office. And when an office came, even if I don't have money, I'll say I want. I remember how they would kick us out of offices. You didn't have rent to pay, but I will still get an office. I remember there was a time I had like 2-3 offices, sometimes empty office. I'll just pay for office, but I just started having office. So if you're here, you're already a leader, or you're already coming up, you're already a cell anchor, or you're just coming up, you're already a club 10 member, start getting an office. So if you don't have an office now, voila, where will you resume to? Yesterday they told us you have to resume in our office. Where will you resume to? You have to resume somewhere so that downlines will see you, right?
Congratulations, because we need to hear from the top 3, okay? Congratulations. Thank you so much, Amazon Ambassador Julia Adams, also called the Hurricane. She's a force on her own, so we're so proud of her. She said something, structure. She also spoke about the law of association, okay? And she spoke about mentorship. She associated herself with people who were following the structure. She paid attention to following the structure, okay? And also, did her bit. And the third one she mentioned was having the maximum account, upgrade. She told me a secret. She said, she does less effort, but also gets the maximum result. And why? Because she has multiple profit centers, okay? Congratulations to you. Super, super proud of you. Now we're getting to the top 3 of the Eagle and Diamonds team. Ladies and gentlemen, are you excited? Have you been getting clues of how you can emerge? Have you been getting clues on how you can emerge? The things that you're going to apply. If you want to know who the top 3 are, you want to hear from them on how they emerge, I want you to go to the chat room and begin to type Tell me, because I'm about to bring the top 3 this morning. You want to know how they emerge? Just begin to type, tell me. Some of them you might have heard their stories, but remember, you've not heard the secrets to how they've emerged. Just begin to type, tell me, okay? Tell me. So I learned from today, I have the maximum mindset, don't have the minimum disease. Ladies and gentlemen, join me this morning as I'll be bringing up on stage the top 3 from the Eagle and the Diamond team. An amazing lady, a gorgeous lady. I call her Beauty and Brains. In fact, somebody spoke about her closing skills. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we're going to be hearing from top 3 of how she emerged, and it's no other person than the leader of the Achievers team, Amazon Ambassador Chinasa Esther Opara, aka CEO. The stage is yours.
All right, thank you so much. Please, am I audible and am I visible? Thank you so much, Engineer Lad, and a big congratulations to every single person that have been celebrated today. It's very unreal to an extent. It's very, very unreal. Please, am I audible or am I visible? I think my network isn't very. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm going to give all glory to God. Because He made all of that possible. It wasn't by my power, it wasn't by my might, but it was just by the grace of God. I didn't even think, I remember before they called me up stage, I turned to Engineer Lad and I was like, see, God, I might not even be top 5. I might not even come up to top 5. I might not even come up to top 6 or top 7. You would not even believe it. That was what I was thinking. But at a point where 4 of my teammates were already part of top 20, I looked at Engineer Lad and I said, whether I am not top 5, I'm not top 6, I'm not top 7, I would just go home happy that I had 4 people part of the top 20. If that is all I can take home, I'm fine with that. And after calling everybody, when it came to top 3, my name was called. I was just filled with so much joy. Last year, August, I was also top 3. And the goal was to do better than that. But for everything, I still give all glory to God. I am very grateful to Him. I'm going to say a big thank you to and anytime I call him, I'll say, I know I'm disturbing you. I am so sorry. Please, can we appreciate Ambassador Michael Okoli in the chat box? Thank you very much for not giving up, for not being tired of me disturbing you constantly. Thank you so much for that. For all the leaders here, I want to say thank you, because let me tell you guys the truth. Appreciate the people doing well around you, because that is the motivation you need to keep moving up. If we did not have amazing leaders like this, everybody that came up to speak, if we didn't have amazing leaders like this, trust me, we'll just be okay with mediocrity. Are you following me? We'll be okay with mediocrity. So I'm going to say a big thank you to all of the leaders for always pushing, because you pushing, consistently trying to do better, keeps pushing me. So I am grateful to you. Now, personally for me, I think I said this yesterday as well, you recruit. My 2 cents would just be, you have to go and personally recruit. Ambassador will say it is monkey see, monkey do. Something like that. Your teammates are looking at what you're doing. If you're not recruiting, they would not be recruiting. If you're not following up, they would not be following up. If you're not prospecting, it doesn't matter if it's just 2 people you have in your team. It does not matter. Some of us, we come up with excuses that is not taking us anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's just 1 person you have in your team. It doesn't matter if you've not recruited anybody at all. If you're following me, please go to the chat box and type in following. It does not matter. The only way you can grow is by setting a right example. So you have to recruit so they can copy exactly what you're doing and replicate it. This business is copy and paste. If you are not doing the work, your teammates will not be doing the work. It's as simple as that. So I personally made a decision that I will keep recruiting. I personally gave myself a target. I'm going to hit so and so. Aside the target, I relate with my team. Okay, these are the things. Let's do this together. Aside those targets assigned to each of my teammates, you have to give yourself a target as well and work towards it. That was exactly what I did. And I was doing it consistently. It was not, let me do it today, let me not do it. I mean, I did it consistently. There were days that I didn't want to even leave my bed. Who can relate with that? There were days I did not want to leave my bed. I just wanted to Netflix and chill. I didn't want to be bothered about anything in life. I just wanted to chill at home. But the truth is, it's in days like that that you must stand up and go and do the work. Success, as they say, is an uncomfortable feeling. Very uncomfortable. Now, like I said, what gives me joy is not that I'm top 3. I was top 3 in August, and I'm grateful for that. I was top 3. I was celebrated top 3 as well. I'm grateful for that. But what gives me joy is that, please, I feel like the congratulations should not even come to me. I am more proud of my downlines that made it to top 20. So please, let's go to the chat box and say a big congratulations to Amazon Ambassador Mide Ajekpe, because if you want to be successful, you must help other people become successful. Congratulations, Dr. Mide Ajekpe. She emerged as top 20. Congratulations to Amazon Ambassador Kamsi Okonkwo, who emerged as top 15. Congratulations to Mrs. Chinelo Ejiofor, who emerged as top 13. Congratulations to Mrs. Judith Enagbare, who emerged as top 9. I'm happy for each and every one of you. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Over to you, Engineer Abba Yela.
Wow, 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 wow. Lead by example. You see, our business is a business of tell, show, try, and do. Many of us as leaders are just telling, we're not showing, we're not trying it with them, and we're not enabling them to do it. Congratulations to the Achievers team. You guys are really living up to your name, okay? 5 people out of the top 20 came from the Achievers team. Super, super proud of you. You can see she did not make it about herself. She made it about her teammates. So even though some people might be thinking, okay, she is top 3, didn't move. But no, there was an improvement. 4 people in her team emerged. It's only a matter of time, and you're going to be there at the top 1. Congratulations to you. These are people that are building with structure. So she said, lead by example. Engage in the activities. You want to see your teammates recruiting? Recruit. You want to see your teammates early? Be early. You want to see your teammates disciplined? Be disciplined. You want to see your teammates consistent? Be consistent. And she said something about consistency. Doing that thing, irrespective of how you feel. And it reminded me of my screen this day on my laptop. It said, no matter how you feel, get up, dress up, and get to work, okay? So congratulations to you, Amazon Ambassador Chinasa Opara. Thank you for sharing your amazing secrets with us, okay? Next, I'm going to be calling up on the top 2. Wow. This person went from being, I think, the top 4 or 5 and emerged as the top 2. And also Dee is doing amazingly well in the business, and she's going to be sharing with us how she emerged, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, join me. In fact, the background to this lady's story is that she came and started this business as a personal assistant. You don't understand? For some of you that come to the office and you come to meet your leaders and you see their secretaries or their assistants or their call reps, that was how she came to this organization. Saw the opportunity as a personal assistant and took and began to run with it, and today has emerged as the top 2. Man, this is a zero to hero story. So join me this morning to bring up on stage Amazon Ambassador Onye Ike, all right, the leader of the MIMSA Sunshine team. Congratulations, and over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. I'm super honored to be here. First and foremost, I lay all my crowns and accolades and give all the glory back to God who made this possible. To be honest, I don't even know. This one, I'm shocked. It can only just be God. I want to give all the glory back to God. I want to say a very big thank you to my mentor, my archer. I just look at my life and I say, God, you love me so much that you connected me to Ambassador Michael Okoli. I don't know what I did to deserve it. Thank you so much, sir. I grew up in a family where the order of the day was fight, quarrel, separation. I didn't know what love meant. I didn't know what it feels to be loved. I didn't know what it feels. But I came into this business and I met a man that showed me, even if you came in as a secretary, I'm going to treat you well. You came in as a secretary, I'm going to treat you well. He gave me unconditional love. He has never given up on me for once. I deserve to be given up on. I used to even tell him, if I were you, I would have given up on Onyike a long time ago. But he never gave up on me for one day. Thank you so much, Ambassador. I do not take this for granted. And to my leader, Mr. Uche Ikpechuku, who God used to connect me to Ambassador. Where would I have started from? I was taken to Access Bank branch, Asokoro branch. That was where I met Mr. Uche. They transferred me to Ladoke Akintola branch. The next thing I saw, they transferred Mr. Uche back there to that place as well. I think God was just orchestrating it from the beginning. Thank you so much, sir, for your love, for your sacrifice. I do not take it for granted. As the whole Mimshak team, as the whole Mimshak Sunshine team, we love you and we celebrate you. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, most of us have heard my story, but I want to just come from this place. I had an accident in 2005 that almost took my life. Before then, growing up, I used to ask myself, why me? Anything that wants to happen, the bad things will happen to me. Good things will happen to others, but it's the bad one that will happen to me. I'm like, why me? I had an accident in school. This is the same place everybody used to pass and go. He reached Onike's town. She had an accident there and fell. And they rushed me back to my family, my house. My mom was at home. She was pregnant for the last born. My dad is a trader. And look at me, a young girl. I didn't even know my left from my right. I was in pains. And all I could just say in my mind is, let me just die. Every time, every small thing, Onyike, issues upon issues. Why me? My dad came back and he didn't even have money. He was thinking, what will I do now? Somebody advised him that there's one cheap woman that can just repair her bones, that can just quickly help her. Because we don't have the money, we don't have the funds, we don't have the capacity. So my dad took me there, and even going there alone, he was even in tears. How will you put your daughter in this kind of place? I was on the floor, this man was treating me. I told my dad, I said, Dad, this issue is on my hip bone, it's not on my knee. This man is just touching my knee, it's not my knee. My dad spoke to the man and said, my daughter said it's a hip bone, please help her. The man shut my dad up. I said, you guys don't know what you are saying. Ladies and gentlemen, the wisdom of a poor man is despised. This man was treating my knee bones for days. I was down, I was just crying. I don't know my left, my right. 3 good days, I was in pains. Later, the man I said, okay, don't worry, it's a hip bone. Days turned to weeks, weeks turned to months. I was just stabilized. They made a mess of me. They made a mess of my health because of funds. Finally, I don't know who advised my parents to take me to a hospital to go and do X-ray at least. Because after 3 good months, this girl was not even healthy. And every day I'm like, God, I want to just die. I was looking for things to take. Let me die. This pain is too much. I can't keep up. If this is going to be my life, why am I still alive? What's the point of being alive? Let me just go. Why did you even bring me to this family? Why did you even bring me to this place where they can't even take care of me at my least? I don't disturb my parents for anything. I don't ask for anything. At least this is what happened. I didn't plan for it. But please give me, help me. And it's when I couldn't. I was insecure, I was depressed. They took me to a hospital for x-ray and the doctor said, if you don't take this girl to an orthopedic hospital, now I'm going to call police to arrest you guys. It was that bad. When they took me to the hospital, the doctor said, if you didn't bring this girl now, if you had wasted 1 more week, we would have cut her leg. A 12-year-old girl, I didn't know her left from my right because of mistakes of my parents, because of funds, because of issues, they would have cut my leg. And that was it. Now, all this while, I grew up in a family where pain, backlash, quarrel. I mean, when there is nothing going well in the family, every day quarrel, every day quarrel. After staying exactly 2 months again in the hospital, this time no education, nothing. All I wanted, God bear me witness, was to leave this earth. That was all I wanted. If this is what life will give me, I didn't offend anybody. I didn't do anything. I'm still a young girl. Why should I go through all this? Let me just go. That was all I wanted. When I go back, I was on crutches. All the doctor said was bring her back for physiotherapy every day for physiotherapy. But because you will never see agreement in that family, the question was, who will take her to the hospital? They will be quarreling every day who will take me to the hospital for physiotherapy. That's why I didn't go for physiotherapy. That was how my leg began to shrink. Because I was not, they didn't carry me for physiotherapy. Issues upon issues. I was so insecure, I couldn't even stand in front of my peers. I couldn't even stand in front of people. I used to stammer, I used to stutter. I couldn't even talk to anybody. I just wanted to be on my own, on my space. I looked down on myself with everything in me. I didn't have hope. But I knew deep down I was destined for greatness.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Sorry on you.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Really trying to fight back tears here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's getting a bit emotional, but I wish we could give her more time, and it's because, just give me a minute. You see, you don't wish for people's glory until you've known their scars, until you've seen their stripes. Don't wish for people's glory until you've seen their stripes. I cut her short because I didn't want us to, if she's to tell her story, if she's to tell her full stories, there are some people, at some point, we're going to let them share their full story. But just trust me, she has emerged today because she has turned whatever experiences she went through and used it not as an excuse, but as a reason. She didn't use it as an excuse, but as a reason. So I'm just going to tell you this: lose all your excuses. Lose all your excuses. Thank you, Ms. Onyi. Thank you. Thank you so much for being willing to be vulnerable to everybody this morning. And it's really, really emotional. Thank you for sharing your story. At this point, we're going to be wrapping it up by bringing up, anyway, how do I say bringing up on stage? We're going to be bringing up the top one, okay, on stage to share the story of how they emerged, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share my story. Let me start out by saying this. At the age of 23, I became the breadwinner of my family. At the age of 25, I'd run into a debt of almost 2 million naira. And as a civil servant, I was at the lowest point in my life where I was drowning in debt, was living behind on my bills, and could not meet up with the obligations and the responsibilities that I carried on my shoulders. I became a shadow of myself. All my dreams and my goals died, and it became about a life of survival. And as a result of that, I began to slip into depression. And there were several times where I contemplated taking my life. But about 6 years ago, Ambassador Michael Okoli sent me a text message and told me he has a gift for me. And I want to thank God because I feel this was not an individual I really knew. I had only encountered him once through a friend who introduced me to him. And about a year later was when I got that text message, him telling me he had a gift for me. And I want to say, God has used him as a destiny helper in my life because, we come from far apart, two worlds that are far apart. Nothing could have ever made our paths to cross in this life. Nothing. But by divine encounter, arrangement, God saw or heard my cry or whatever, I don't know, and find a way. I just met him once. In fact, I met him on a staircase. I was introduced to him on a staircase. We said our highs. He just said a few things and bye. And that was it. I got his contact and that was it. And much later, I received that text. And that's how the journey began. It came with its tough conditions. But I'm just going to say that mentorship enabled me to get to the point where I am today, that I've been able to give my family a better life. And I'm really living up to the expectations and the responsibility of being a breadwinner. Today, I've also been able to help people. Now, how did I emerge between August and now? To be very candid with everybody, I did not run the race to emerge as anything. I ran a race, but I did not run a race against the top 20. I was running a race to achieve and to fulfill a mandate. For me, even though I'm being recognized even as the top one, I don't necessarily feel I've not achieved the mandate, but it was in fulfilling it. And so I'm going to give all glory to God because I feel it was just a matter of time and chance. Maybe if the race was even longer, I probably wouldn't have even emerged as the top one. But it just so happened that at the time this was to be measured, you see, my case is a case of time and chance. I'm going to tell you that. But one thing I can share with you is that I'm running and I was running the race against a mandate. What is a mandate? An order of an assignment for you to accomplish or to carry out. And that mandate was the vision. That mandate was the vision. Right from August, I remember our mentor saying, give a good head start. I didn't even have a really good head start. In fact, he called me in August and was like, what is going on? Are you aware that you need a good head start? And in the month of August, I didn't have a good head start. In fact, he told me, as of now, from what I'm seeing, you're not even, in terms of good head start, you're not even amongst the first 5 from what I have seen. I did not have a good head start. But when we went for the G8 Leaders Summit in Kenya, and we were given a mandate, it became clear. It became clear. Even when Dr. Victor was saying, he met me and said, how didn't you emerge as the top one in August? I told him, see, it's not that I can emerge as top one, but that is not the goal. I just told him, I can emerge as top one, but that's not the goal. And he said, I believe you. And the honest truth is, I was running to fulfill the assignment or the mandate that was handed to us. And in fulfilling the mandate, of course, there were a few things I borrowed the advice that my friend Dr. Abraham Machado gave, because we sat down and analyzed it. How can we achieve this mandate? And part of it was, of course, following the structure. Number one, the leadership structure. And number two, the Project Activate. In fact, he told me his secret for emerging as the top one then was Project Activate. And I said, okay, also, it's not just taking people through this leadership structure. You want them to make money. You want them to make money. I had desired to have more of my team. That's why I said the biggest achievers to me are Mr. Uche and Amazon Ambassador Chinasa Opara, because they brought in the largest number of people within the top 20. And it shows that they were running with the mandate. They were after helping people to accomplish the vision of raising financially free people who will help raise other financially free people that will affect the world positively. Because I looked around, I said, if we were to do the Feed the Family project, how many people in my team personally will be able to feed 100 families? How many people in my team personally can be able to feed 50 families? How many people in my team personally? And it was just about that. It was just about that. So how I emerged, I just feel it's time and chance. Because the race is not to the swift, neither I don't really know how to quote that verse. It's not to the intelligent, it's not to the strong. But all these things, time and chance happens to them all. So I want to give all the glory to God. I want to give all the glory. I want to also appreciate my leader and my mentor, Ambassador Mike, who has always believed in me, even when I do not believe in myself. In fact, when he told me that he didn't have a good head start, I fashioned the race. I fashioned it. When he told me, what is this? You're not even, right now as I'm looking at it, you're not even amongst the top 5. For this month, if we were to do the top 20 for the month of August, you're not even among the top 5. And at that point in time, I didn't tell him anything. In my mind, I had quit the race. So I had quit the race of the top 20 and I focused on the mandate, which is to raise financially free people who will help raise other financially free people that will use their resources to collectively affect the world positively. And part of the mandate is raising 50,000 monthly millionaires. So for me, it was not just a 90 days game plan. I am running an everyday game plan. In fact, every day what I'm going to tell you is that in this 90 days game plan, run and chase after this mandate, chase after this mandate and treat every day. So the moment we came back from the G8 summit, that was when even my 90 days started. In the last 90 days, I was running the race to fulfill the mandate. So October, November, December, that was it. And part of the things I did was following the structure and then the Project Activate. Now, it has been made clearer for us at Emerge that if you would emerge and help a lot of people emerge, you must engage in the 90 days game challenge. Apart from that, you must engage in the Kingsmanship challenge, producing Kingsmen. The question is, are you a Kingsman? Are you helping people produce Kingsmen? My advice to you is this: as you engage in this race, how many people are you going to help to become financially free media? How many people are you going to help to become financially free by the media? How many people are you going to help to become Kingsmen by media? Set a goal for yourself. Set that target. Don't make it about yourself. Make it about your teammates. Make it about your downlines. Become obsessed with seeing them successful. Become obsessed with seeing them successful. And I believe if within this period, you can be part of those who make it to the top 20. But if you make it only a goal that you want to be recognized as the top 20, you want to be the only hero in your team, maybe when that time comes, you might not be chanced to be amongst those people. And that was how I was able to emerge, all right? So ladies and gentlemen, the 90 days game plan is going to start on the 29th of January. And 90 days is going to be officially launched on the 29th of January. By God's grace, we'll be having our very own father and our mentor, Ambassador Michael Okoli, who will be launching that challenge for us on the 29th of January. But starting tomorrow, the leaders and the cell anchors are going to be preparing you, all right, and showing you how you can actually achieve the 90 days game plan. Can you sacrifice the next 90 days to help people to emerge? Can you do that for me? Can you do that for yourself? Can you do that for your own team? Sacrifice the next 90 days, okay? The next 90 days. On the 29th of January, it is going to be launched. But between now and tomorrow, starting 17th, every tool and every material and everything you need in order to run the 90 days game plan is going to be given to you. The trainings, don't miss out on cell meetings, okay? Tomorrow we will start our breakout cell meetings at various cell levels with our various cell anchors. And I want you to listen to them because they hold the keys to what will help you to emerge. Will help to help you to emerge. And I'm going to leave you with this. Treat every day of the 90 days game plan as day one. That's also part of my secret. I treated it as if I was just giving the assignment now, as if I'm just starting, as if I just started now. So what I did is I start every day afresh. So it's like I'm still far away from the goal. So treat every day as day one. Once you start it, treat every day as day one. Just keep counting it day one, day one, day one. And before you know it, because a journey of 1,000 miles, they say, begins with what? With a step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. So treat every day as your step, as one single step, as a fresh day, as day one. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you will eventually emerge and will achieve and accomplish our goals. Okay? God bless you guys. Love you all. Remember, 2 things that you need in these 90 days. Okay? It's a burst of activities for recruiting. People cannot emerge. You can't help people if they are not in the business. So you need to massively recruit people into the business. And then on the other hand, it's about raising Kingsmen. It's about following the structure to raise Kingsmen. There was something the entrepreneur mentor said yesterday that blew my mind. And for me, for the whole of Emerge event, that is it. He said, only structures emerge. Do not consider yourself or even think you emerge if you are not going to build following the structure. He said, only structures emerge. Otherwise, the only thing you'll be doing is you'll be rising and be falling. You'll be rising and falling. Have you ever seen a building, a structure that's emerged and it falls? If it falls, it means it was not built according to the structure or structural guidance. Okay? God bless us all. I know I've taken a lot of our time this morning. It should have been for just 90 minutes, but we've extended. To all of you who have stayed to the end, I'm proud of you because for you to emerge, it takes mental toughness. All right? It takes stamina, and you still stayed to this point. I wish you all the best. I'm going to see you at the top. All of us can be at the top. God bless you. Love you all. Take care. And I'm going to hand over the meeting back to our amazing anchor for the day, Amazon Ambassador Chinasa Opara, to bring the meeting to a close. Take care, everyone. Love you all.
Wow, wow, wow. What can we say? What can we say? Can we say a big thank you? A big thank you. That was amazing. Can we say a big thank you? It's really been a very emotional day for everybody here. All right. So thank you so much. The meeting has officially come to an end. We're going to be having a lot of meetings, strategy meeting. Go back to your leader. Tell your leader that you want to emerge. Tell your leader that you want to go into the 90 days game plan. You want to do everything possible to break poverty costs in your family, in your generation. You want to be that person that will do it. Go back to your leaders and they're going to guide you through. So thank you so much. The meeting has officially come to an end. Have a blessed month. Take care.